Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I don't know if you caught all that. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Look, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Actually, it's been since last Saturday. Because I'll be real, I had a show scheduled for Tuesday and got a little sleepy. Look, it's been like 100 degrees out here. The heat's been killing me. I was just totally wiped out. So my apologies for this past Tuesday. Okay, totally crashed, fell asleep. Woke up way after the show was supposed to start. And yeah, that's my bad, which I appreciate. Drew reached out to me, Red Dawn reached out to me, Flying Rich reached out to me. I think I text with Kurt 24 as well. So those of you guys that reach out like, hey, are you alive? Did they come get you? I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, if I just miss a show, I just fell asleep. And y'all know that, right? There used to be a time when if I missed a show, it was like, everyone call everyone, make sure he's okay, right? But every now and then, I got a lot going on nowadays. But yeah, if I miss 2 shows, something's probably going on. So yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much, man. Lots of stuff going on, man. Goodness gracious, it's crazy. I also I'll get into this in a second. Actually, wanted to give some order updates because I'll get to it in a sec because I know it'll take a few minutes for some more people to filter in here. So first off, let's just jump into it. It's Dark with DLD After Dark. We do a live show most Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays are around 10 or 10:30 on YouTube, and then Saturdays are on the Green Place, aka Bumble with an R. So make sure to check that out. We are having a show this coming up Saturday. We are actually going to have a very special stand-in guest. So you got to make sure that you're here for that. So we do a live show. This whole channel is about, freedom, liberty, independence, firearms, guns, gear. You know, lately lots of daddy gov effery that's been going on. Sorry, I got to send this out real quick. Boop. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff that's been going on, not only in the firearm world, but also in the governmental, political, and geopolitical world, which we've talked about. And we're going to touch on that too. But also, for those guys that look, you guys have been awesome, super supportive when it comes to supporting the channel. I'm not like, I don't have, sponsors. I don't do any of these shows for anyone else. It's just us chilling and talking, right? But I do have two businesses, so I can afford to do all of this stuff. And that's DLD hardware for people that build GATs. If you're looking for jigs, parts, tools, all that stuff, you can check out dldhardware.com. And then also, we started a knife company. Most of you guys know, but sorry. DefinitionKnives.com. Check out Definition Knives. The DK one is my new carry. I love it. I love the Copilot too. Oh, and I got one more person I forgot to reach out to regarding the Copilot hardware. So I got you. We're waiting on a shipment from our manufacturer, but we'll work something out for the interim. So don't worry about that. My apologies to keep you waiting. But recently I had this thing happen because a bunch of you guys have, really put yourselves out there to make sure that you can support the channel, the show, and that anything that you do with DLD hardware and definitionknives.com literally goes directly into supporting, the businesses and then also the show. Well, I've had a couple issues where when I've been going through the shipping system to where I'm, marking everything as shipped, and then I print all those orders. I then go take those orders that have been printed, and then I put them together to get them out. Well, I got a couple calls, and it was like, "Hey, what's up, man? Just calling to check in on my order." And I was like, "Yeah, what's up? When did you put the order through?" Thinking like yesterday at 5:30 p.m. Right? And they were like, "Oh, it was the 12th of June," and I was like, "What?" So I looked into it, and the shipping label was just sitting, and it said the shipping label was created, and there was no movement. So I looked into it, and the label was actually never printed. So it was marked as shipped in the system, but then never printed. So I was like, hold on, this is weird. So then I go in and start looking into it, and I find a couple others, and I'm like, dude, this is not good. So I had to do a complete audit of at least June at this point, and now we're looking at nearly a full month. And I did find a handful of orders that I guess there's some type of syncing that's messed up between the shipping software and the printer, or which shout out to Goonbeam, by the way, for hooking your boy up with that printer. You're awesome. Love you. It's a thermal printer that allows me to print the labels instead of, yeah, you remember when I used to handwrite them joints when I first started? Oh man, that's crazy. And then I started to print out the paper ones, and then I would cut them out and then tape them down. Yo, that's crazy. Anyway, so I have the thermal printer because of Goonbeam. Love you, bud. And something happened to where a bunch of orders that were marked as shipped were not printed out. So when I grab all my orders and I go get them out, and a bunch of people got them. Like I've talked to some people that responded back to me, and they were like, "Yo, I got the orders. Thank you so much," from like the last couple weeks. And then there's some other people from like, around the 12th, 14th, 16th, 20th that they're just sitting. So if you did place an order, I could have just said this. If you did place an order and have not seen any movement on the tracking yet, just know that I either have it completed, about to go out, but USPS didn't pick up 2 days in a row. Or it's literally, you're going to see an update within the next 12 to 24 hours. It just depends on when they're actually scanned, because usually my USPS guy picks them up 10:30 in the morning. So within 12 to 24 hours of them picking them up and scan, you'll see the scan and all that. So anyway, I'm glad that I started looking through and I found all these. It's not the first printer issue that I found, but I so appreciate you guys just being patient while I figure this stuff out. It also shows, honestly, it also shows how patient you guys already are. The fact that, I had a dozen orders that didn't go out and no one hit me up aside from a couple people that were like, hey, just friendly, casually checking in. I had one guy. Oh man, you know what? I'll bring this up later in the episode. I literally had somebody like cursing at me. They called me a tard and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you know. Anyway, uh, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Again, if you hadn't received any updates on your order, just know that you've been identified as one of the orders that did not get printed out, and I now have them printed out. A lot of them are already packaged up and they're going to be out. I may even go just drop them off in the literal middle of the night because there's a night box I can drop stuff off in, or they'll be picked up by tomorrow morning around 10 or 11, something like that. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, the support and the patience. And actually today's stream, before I even started the stream, started out with support, which thank you so much. I'm super grateful because I need it now. It's a huge help. Drewski sent me a huge Cash App, just like, hey, I'm in a giving mood, feeling like sharing with the homeboys. So I just want to say thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, dude. All this helps a lot. And now that I got some more range footage and I'm going to be going back to this range and I have access to this new super dope outdoor range, I cannot wait. We're going to be doing a bunch of POV, FPV, like first person view shooting, which it's really cool. If you guys hadn't seen the short that I dropped recently, check it out. But yeah, it's going to be good. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I know we're already more than 12 minutes in, but I want to say first off, thank you to all of you guys coming in, hanging out. I know, we're talking about, bro, as I say this, your boy comes through. And because we're almost through June, we have to take advantage of Sodomy Month, Pride Month, and give this one quick go.
Oh, no. No.
Too good. Man, brother, thank you so much. Kurt, your boy Kurt 24, just sent a $25 Cash App, brother. Thank you so much, man. I wish I had like a crazy like woohoo thing to play. Hey, there you go. We got the confetti for you. I appreciate you so much, man. And y'all know that Kurt 24 is the producer of the show, even though some people like to say that Kurt 24 is the producer of their show as well. I'm just gonna keep it 100K, as the kids say. He is only the unofficial producer of one show. Producer of one show. Producer of the show. Anyway, I love you, but let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you again, Kurt, my guy. I appreciate you. And Kurt's actually one of those guys that, or no, Kurt's already went. Kurt, your package had gone out. I don't know, man. This is crazy. It's sometimes it gets to be a little bit too much to do all by myself. Rich, I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and get into it. So again, DLD hardware, definition knives. These are great ways to support the channel. But remember, you just simply being here, you chatting in the live chat, you commenting. I mean, that is the number one, like the best thing that you could do is come in, hang out, chill with the homies. There's a lot of great people over here in chat. If you're watching on mobile, they're going to be right here down below me. And we have a lot of great people. So, come through. Spin the block, I believe they say. But let's get into it. So DLD After Dark is a channel where we discuss all things freedom, liberty, independence, firearms, gun building, preparation, being a prepared citizen. We talk about all the stuff that's going on like in current day craziness. And yeah, man, we try to just, chew off the BS and spit it out and actually like, gnaw on the bone of wisdom. It's kind of stupid, but you know what I mean. We try to like chew through the BS and just focus on what we believe to be true. And recently I'd made some mistakes in some of the reporting on what we thought could potentially be World War III, and I think that's one thing we're going to discuss too. But never, never, never underestimate the power of the government and their ability to pull you and your next generation and the next generation into a war that is not about freedom, that is not about independence, that is not about democracy. It's usually just about resources, money, power, control, oil, lithium, and and we don't play that. So anyway, let's get into it. So usually what we do is for all the folks that are here, we greet all of our channel members first, because our channel members, they are the ones that are literally keeping the lights on, and I'm so super grateful for y'all. So we're going to take a minute to greet all the channel members, and then also, if you're watching this, actually if you're here for the first time, and if this is your first time watching us, which I don't believe you, because YouTube typically doesn't share this content with people that hadn't seen it before. But if you are, sound off in the chat, and we'll welcome you. We'll say what's up, Fed. JK. But if you're watching this the next day, or the next day, or the next day, make sure to please, give a comment, throw something out there. You guys are always super creative with it. The recapitulation syndication, the replay mafia, reheating the leftovers, a lot of sexual references, which honestly I think is hilarious. Sloppy seconds and all that. That's AK lover out there. But appreciate you all so much. And the activity, clicking the like button and leaving a comment, chatting in the chat and all that, that tells YouTube, hey, I like engaging with this channel, which then of course, boost the old algae, which is interesting because the more that you guys were doing that, the more I was seeing like the numbers on streams go from like, okay, 3 to 400, 4 to 500, 5 to 600 to 700 to 800 to 1,000. And those kind of views per stream on YouTube are decent for a channel that they don't want getting out there. Now, the green place, Bumble with an R, that's a completely different thing. Dude, we're seeing 30, 50, 75, 100,000 views, 130,000 views. It's blowing up. So, that would be a situation where, I would consider for very good, high quality, reputable companies that I'd be willing to work with, as long as they got good stuff. But like, we're talking to companies that you guys all know, right? Companies that you guys would trust. And a certain type of steel and tritium night site company out there, which we're not doing anything crazy with. But for the most part, we don't do sponsors. Usually the sponsors are the two companies I own, DLD Hardware and Definition Knives. I own that with Flying Rich. Shout out, Flying Rich. We love you. And then also companies like Swoop, Fat Tack, which if you guys did not see the new rig that Fat Tack dropped, bro. So they took their Fat Tack low riding holster. This rides super low in the waistband, and then an extra magazine carrier, and put it together with a really flexible piece of like polymer Kydex blend, something like that. And it's held together, canted at an angle, and it rides super low. And then the whatchamacallits are in alignment with each other. It's called the Fat Tack Plus One. It is fire. I actually have one on the way, so we're going to give it a shot. And because look, I'm rocking like everything Glock, right? I talked to Josh at Fat Tack, and we love Josh at Fat Tack, both Joshes with Fat Tack, and they're a great friend of me personally, and also a friend of the show. But excuse me, I told them, I was like, look, I got so much Glock stuff. What I would like to do is I would like to carry my Beretta M9A3, because I'm a beast with that thing. I can literally just drop rounds in the same hole just over and over and over, which people tend to call keyholing, but that's not what keyholing is. And I would encourage people to not use the term keyholing for that. Keyholing is something actually completely different. Keyholing is when your bullets are literally spinning out of control in flight, and then they leave like a line hole in your target because they're hitting it like sideways. I guess people think like anyway, sorry. So I'm going to be rocking the Beretta M9A3 with an extra magazine with the TLR1 style, footprint goon beam, because that's all I'm rocking. If you literally look at all the Glock style firearms up there, and then all of these, every single one that has a light on it has the goon beam, which fits the TLR1 HL footprint. So shout out to Goonbeam. We love Goonbeam as well. Again, no sponsorship or anything, no money or whatever. There's not actually. You know what? We do have like a kickback where when you guys use my code DARK, there is a kickback. But ask Goonbeam. He doesn't pay me. But no, I mean we talk about it. So he just usually sends lights instead. So it's not like in a bad way. He actually gives me so much more support and love than I could ever ask for. But I hope y'all know that, like, we're not doing anything like that for money. We're trying to, give the homies a good hookup with good quality equipment, with good stuff that you're going to actually use. Support the homies that have companies like Goonbeam, like Gideon, like Fat Tack, like DLD Hardware, like Definition Knives. It's an ecosystem, and if we provide support for each other and we support each other's businesses, it's a huge win for everyone. So. But there are companies out there I'd be willing to totally shill for. Just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? So name your favorite company that you would like to see DLD After Dark show for. Oh man, that's too funny. Anyway, let's get into it. So we want to greet all of our channel members because literally almost 90% of our support comes directly from the channel members. And man, love y'all so much, for real. So first in chat tonight was your boy Zanti Misfit. Brother, welcome. And not only is he a channel member, but he also was first in chat. So you get a crisp high five. I don't know if that effect was good or not, but welcome, Zanti Misfit, also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. And of course, right behind him was Kurt 24, the producer of the show. Great to see you. Not only is he a channel member, but he's also a moderator. So put some spec on his name. Let's see, Zanti Misfit, Kurt 24. And actually, if you guys don't know, this channel right here, Dirtfoot Racing, is a personal channel of your boy Walt with Safety Harbor Firearms. So check out Dirtfoot Racing because he's actually, if I recall correctly, he's kind of blowing up on Dirtfoot Racing, which for all you guys out there that like dirt biking stuff and all that, that's you would love that channel. Go check it out. It's actually really cool. And there's so many, man. If y'all knew all the different channels that everyone here had, and like some of them are for real blowing up, dude, I got out of nowhere. I did a short on our sawed-off shotguns illegal, and I just looked and it got like 57,000 views, like out of nowhere. I was like, whoa. And then another one, I just was kind of showing a 3D printed frame, and it got like 27,000 views. I was like, what? Then another one, which it's funny because I wasn't using any of the definition knives, but I was just like showing off like different knives. Like, the video was like this. It was like, you carry a gun for self-defense. Do you carry a knife for self-defense? Here are the different, kind of knives that are most common. And of course, it wasn't, a knife commercial showing off definition knives and how much money you'll spend to get great cutlery for EDC stuff. Pause. So it got like 17,000 views, like out of nowhere. It's been uploaded for years. So I don't know. Some stuff, it just hits the algorithm right and it blows up. I don't know why. Stifler Manufacturing, brother, great to see you. Also a great guy who has a great company. Stifler Manufacturing makes Glock slides. And if you guys use code DARK, you can also save some money on his website and his eBay. I don't know. Does the code work on the eBay store as well? I think it'd be best that you go to his website, though. And they also made the newer Gen 317 slides, which I got to take you up on that offer as well. If you can do anything in like, oh, maybe I should just do straight like jet black or like a battle worn gray black color. You know what? How about this? Send me any. Hold on, should we do 19 or 17? Let's see. So, okay, we got 19, 17, 26, 33, 19, 34, 21, 17, 19, 45, 45, 45. And okay, that's another 19. Hold on. And then I get, oh, dang it. And then a Gen 5 45. And then hold on one sec. We're gonna figure this out right now. Okay, then we got a 43, 43X, 48, 30. We got a 30. You know what? I'd say, maybe what we could do, let's let the homies let's let the homies decide. Would you guys like to see a ported of some sort, at least the slide ported, maybe the barrel, 17 or 19 with the Stifler setup? And we'll make that like one of the short-term, what do you call it, mascots of the show. And we can show that off on Rumble too on Saturdays. So there you go. Stifler Manufacturing, brother. Great to see you. Also, Chena Memba. We appreciate the support, brother. All right, Stifla, Kurt 24, Stifla, Mike McClune, the Goon, brother. Great to see you. Also, with Chena Memba. Appreciate you, brother. And also a moderator. Though we typically don't ban people. I mean, speaking of banning people, why is my thing turned off? I should be able to see my chat. My chat. Stifler the goat. There we go. Do a 19. You have more to work with. I do have a buttload of 19 parts, bro. Oh, and also Drewski. Is Drewski out there? If Drewski is out there, I did find, hey MC, good to see you, bro. Frederick Donegan, 19. You have too many 17s and 45s. I don't have that many 17. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of do have a. There he is. I do have a Gen 5 17 threaded barrel, and if I recall correctly, it was like $79. Hold on. Let's see. Hold up. Hold on, that's a different one. Let's see. Is it here? That's an OEM 19 barrel. I got one. I found. Oh, hold on. Ayo, this is why we do this, son. This is one of the, when I was getting the DLD barrels made, this is one of the Gen 5 ones that was accidentally purchased. And so 17. Let me just double check here. Let me use my super fancy Goon Beam flashlight here. Yeah, I mean, never used. I think I dropped it in a couple frames just to kind of like test fit it, but yep, never used. Stupid clean rifling, and it's got this really dope kind of like grayish, like, that's not showing up very well on the camera, but yeah, I think it was like $79. But I got dealer cost, so I think it was like 59. I can't remember exactly, somewhere between 59 and $79. So there you go. But I do have that here, and it's kind of like a grayish, like phosphate kind of finish. So whatever you want to pay for that, you let me know, and I'll shoot it over, and I'll cover shipping with whatever you shoot over. Because otherwise it's just going to sit here. I don't have a Gen 5 17, and I'm trying to pull some cash together, so that'd be awesome. All right, my bad, y'all. My bad. A little housekeeping stuff, right? Okay, let's see. Kurt 24. Let's see. Kurt 24. Lightning McQueen, brother. Great to see you. Also with Chenamemba. I'm just going through. Zanti Misfit, Lightning McQueen, Kurt 24, the producer of the show. Hey, come out on PLA, brother. Great to see you. You'll never guess what happened. My little seatbelt clickety click thing, it broke. And I had to pull it out, and I was like, man, if I put this back in, I'm gonna have to use needle nose to pull it out. So that's my bad. It's not your fault, but I could just throw something in the bamboo, now that I got my is this DSN dark shopping network. Y'all would know if I was doing it super hard. But yeah, come on, PLA, great to see you, man. I thank you every time I click my seatbelt thing in, which for y'all that don't know, if you have one of those annoying cars like I do, where it's like ding ding, like no matter what, you could go for 20 minutes without clicking in your freaking seatbelt because honestly, I think driving with your seatbelt on is dangerous and careless. Um, and actually, my brother's life was saved because he was not wearing a seatbelt. So I use that as an excuse. Sorry, bro. Anyway, yeah, it's a little 3D printed thing that clicks in there, so it stops the sensor from dinging, but you don't actually have to click your seatbelt in, right? Now, the funny thing is when you're riding around and like the police get behind you, and then you're like, oh crap, and you grab your seatbelt and go to click it in. You're like, oh, it's not going in. Then you're like, oh crap, click, take it out, throw it, and then put your seatbelt in. It's too funny. But appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I'll never forget that item. I may be able to recover it. I may be able to super glue it. Yes, hashtag free CRS. We love you, bro. Miss you, bro. Mike McClune, the Goon. Let's see, Zanti, Lightning McQueen, Barton Fink, brother. Great to see you. Dark wants the Shorty Act added just as much as machine guns. Indeed, dude, straight up. The only thing that's on my mind, obviously, it would be a huge, massive win if we got suppressors, SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs off the NFA. Huge win. But the only thing that like is, like residual in my mind is just kind of floating around like, what about machine guns? What about destructive devices? That would leave the NFA to be only, and like it's one of those things where like one day you're going to be talking to your kids and they're going to be like, you know, cocking like little 6.5-inch barrel shotguns, like you used to have to register these, and kind of like the same way that we look at like a lot of stuff like in back in the day that was like you used to be able to just walk into Heckingers and buy dynamite, um, things change, regulations change, and it just so happens that possibly if these go through, they could potentially change in our favor. Um, but some things need to be oh, you know what? I also got, hey, look at this bad boy. Bam, that Shadow Systems burnt bronze. I don't think there's enough dollars in the world for. I got a black one too. Man, those are so fire. Those things are stupid expensive though for just a standard barrel. My bad, distracted. But some things have to happen with it with the Hearing Protection Act and Short Act. So like the Section 3 would have to be added that would essentially give like the what is it, the law of preemption or whatever, to where these states where their laws say, you must have an NFA approved or tax stamp approved by the ATF, NFA, blah blah blah, to where it wouldn't affect these other states like Oregon, for an example. I was talking to Drew about this. So that's yeah, there's other stuff with it too. So it can't just, it has to be what's best for everyone, but it does sound like it's progress for all of us. But still, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I don't hear anything that says anything about restrictions on machine guns, destructive devices, SBRs, SBSs, AOWs, suppressors. It doesn't sound like it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe all those privateers that were used by the government that belonged to private citizens during the Revolutionary War, and that maybe those were just like make believe. Barton Fink, brother, great to see you. Appreciate you. Also a channel member, Bill Campuris. Great to see you, brother. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. All these channel members, man, I couldn't do this without y'all. Seriously, you guys are the ones. You're the one truth. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, brother. Great to see you as well. Also a channel member. Kurt 24, the producer of the show. Mike McClune, bro. Lightning McQueen, Zainty Misfit, Fluffy Bunny. My bad. Let's see. Zanti, Fluffy, Kurt 24, Kurt 24, the producer of the show, Stifler, Frederick Donegan of Red Dawn Readiness, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you. Fluffy Brownie, Drewski, lifetime channel member. Great to see you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny, Kurt 24, Mike McClune. My bad. I'm way behind. I'm just catching up. Just bear with me. Frederick Donegan. And if you guys don't subscribe to Red Dawn Readiness, you really need to. It's an excellent channel. He's someone that we have on all the time. He may even be the special guest that may be coming on the super special Super Saturday Super Show coming up this Saturday. So, which I hope he remembers, because Red Dawn Readiness was going to come on the show in place of Fat Tack Josh because he's going to be out of town. So hopefully Red Dawn doesn't forget that. Kurt 24, Stifler, Baraton Fink, Drewski. Yes, please hit the like button if you will. I appreciate that. P320 gang. You know what? I'm going to be getting rid of some of those. So holla at your boy. Oh, and also, dude, if you guys remember, when we had, if you didn't tune into the Rumble stream this past Saturday, we were all showing off like Rumble stuff and Rich, that's so messed up. I'll get down to the chats in a second, y'all. So just bear with me. We had Putang Bob from Gideon Optics on. Gideon Optics, JSD, Patmos, and all that. And we were talking about dying frames, dying grip modules, and I can't show it here because it's totally, it's a complete firearm. But he had given me a white factory SIG grip module back in the day, right? And you got it, bro. Appreciate you. And I had left it white. I didn't dye it. He was like, I swear that thing was going to be blue by like the turn of the next day, right? But I ended up keeping it white. I don't really use the SIG 320. I got a couple of them, couple few. And B, it looks clean white. It looks super clean, right? And it's rare. So when people see it, they're like, yo, what's that? Is that 3D printed? Is that but he actually dyed his, and he sent me a little care package. And yo, I'm gonna tell you straight up, dude, Putang Bob, and there's just some like certain people, man. First, Putang Bob, Kurt 24, Jordan Vinro, of course, Drew. Like, there's so many of these great people that just like hear something and they're like, I'm going to take a note of that in my long-term memory, and I'm going to do something for the homie. And dude, Drew sent me a little care package of stuff, and including the newest generation of the new translucent PMags, the T-Mags. And it's just like, some people are like that. Well, Putang Bob is like that as well. So is Kurt. And look what he sent me, included in that sack. If you guys tuned in to that live stream, it's likely that you saw this sitting in the hands of Putang Bob. And now it is sitting in the hands of DLD After Dark. He took the white SIG 320 grip module, and he just, for YouTube, this is just a piece of plastic. There's nothing in this. There's absolutely nothing in this at all. And he dyed this, and it's just to be extra specific, this is literally just a piece of plastic, fam. And he took like Gorilla Tape and marked off all the white areas, cut out a star and all that, and then dipped in the lower half into red, and then dipped in the front half into blue. And it's just super cool, man. Putang, dude, you are a heck of a guy, and I appreciate you. It meant a lot to get that. And he's so sharp that I had mentioned that one of my Patmos, one of my builds with the Patmos slide, that I was like, oh, I love this setup, but unfortunately the striker broke. He literally sent me like 4 strikers. Dude, you're incredible. Love you. Shout out to Gideon Optics. Also, if you use code GLOWIES, you save money and get free shipping with Gideon Optics if you use code GLOWIES, and also it gives a little kickback to the channel. So shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you. Red Dawn Readiness, Mike McClune, the Goon, Zanty Misfit. Let's see who else I'm missing here. Fluffy Bunny, Drewski, Lifetime channel member. Hold on, y'all. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any channel members. Kurt 24, Zanty, Kurt 24. Dang. Yeah, this is what happens when I get behind y'all. My B. 10 milli. I'm tempted to let my G40 go. 6.01 inch barrel, 10 millimeter, stainless slide, stainless barrel, black 21 SF frame. I'm just not going to use it. And honestly, if I need to murk a bear, I'm probably not going to be rolling around with a pistol. But who knows? Who knows? I'm trying to like pare down on stuff. Like I need so much less stuff. G23Z, yours was another one that I found, which was one of the orders that was marked as shipped that didn't get sent out. So I think it actually already went out. So you may have already seen it update, but I put a big note in there saying that, it's probably a printer with an error with my printer, but I didn't find it till I did the audit. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys and all y'all's patience, man. Thank you. The software is for sure tripping. I had the same thing, unprinted labels marked as ship. Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know if maybe it's because I'm merging multiple stores on one ship station. You're supposed to be able to do that, but I don't know, bro. My bad. I know this is probably super boring to all you guys. Let's see. Kurt 24. Live life, brother. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member. Appreciate you guys. You know what I might do too? I might do a little something at the end of the show for channel members. So for channel members, I might do a little drawing at the end of the show today just to give a little extra something to the homies, you know. Kurt 24, Zanty Misfit, Drewski, EDC my Goonbeam every day, long version, bro. I'm literally doing the same thing. And I retired my other one to carry this one. And unlike Flying Rich, if you carry it with a pocket clip, it actually won't look like you chipped it off of a rock at Stonehenge. Because his is like so beat up. It's like gunmetal gray. It's crazy. So that's why I've gotten a free knife every day for the last 2 weeks. I thought Dark was just being nice. What? You gotta be careful. Don't say stuff like that. People will believe you. Live life, Zanty. Let's see who else. Hang on. Fluffy Bunny, Frederick Donegan, Drewski, Red Dawn Readiness. 717 Rider, brother. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member. Zanty Kurt 24, Red Dawn. It's so weird. I can't see the interrupting Rich. You rang. I can't see the super chats or the member chats in this chat, but I have another chat over here I got to switch to. Why do they do this? Why do they make it as difficult as humanly possible? This is absurd. Hold up. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, shopping at definitionknives.com obviously is super helpful and supportive of the channel. Dark, did you get my thank you in the mail? I don't think I saw it. Did you ship it to the PO box? If you shipped it to the PO box, I might have not seen it pop up yet, but usually I go there like once every other week. I'll make a special trip to go there, and I appreciate you. Thank you, bro. You're the man. Senor Boob, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member, long time channel member, interrupting Rich. I know, I love it. Rip Crow Readiness, brother, great to see you as well. Also a channel member. And then there are people like Red Dawn Readiness, Drew in Oregon, G23 Reviews. I know, and you guys got like a little circle of the homies. So that's awesome. Love that. Red Dawn, Kurt 24, Senor Boob. Senor Boob, Drewski. Am I missing someone? And this is another one who, by the way, if you hadn't seen it earlier, I said I found a bunch of orders that were marked as shipped but hadn't printed and been shipped. So I think yours is one of them too, but it's on the way. So just keep an eye out for it. MC, brother, long time no see. New viewer, as tonight is the first time seeing tonight's show. I'll be a return viewer in the morning. I usually see you on the after watch. FGM, good to see you, man. Senor Bub, Fluffy Bunny. Let me make sure. Joe Morris, brother, good to see you. M. Gabriel, Garen Wilson, Damian Christ, G23Z, a bunch of you guys, man. Great to see y'all. Appreciate the channel members. Appreciate the viewers, man. You guys are incredible. Robert Ham, great to see you. Hi DLD, I'd recommend refunding the name caller who ordered and nicely say sorry, but your order has been refunded due to being a B-tart. So here's the funny thing. I'll actually get into that real quick. Let me make sure I didn't miss any channel members. Hang on one sec. Hey, there's one Tech Money, brother. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Eric Stockbridge, another channel member. You guys are awesome, man. Love y'all. And and it pays to be a channel member because we may do a little something special tonight. So just hold tight. Okay, RDR, Tech Money, Eric Stockbridge, Lightning McQueen, Stifla, Tech Money. One Sig Pink M17. I don't want any M17. Actually, the only reason I own one, which I think it's the 17 or the 18, is because that was my dad's, and I ended up being taking temporary custody of it after my father passed away. Let's see. Red Dawn. Okay, here we are. Dang, more Beta Prince member for 37 months. Best 300 blackout barrel length. Woof. I'm going to be honest. I think anything beyond 8.5 to 9 inches is kind of wasteful. It's not like dumb, but okay, let me back up. It depends on the application. Okay. If you are trying to drive as much accuracy out of it as possible, then it is worth going beyond it a little bit. I think anything beyond 12 inches isn't worth it. Peak performance, you're going to get around 8.5, 9, maybe 9.5 inches ballpark, just from like rough numbers, depending on the specific application of your reflay or pisto. Yeah, maybe a different length, but ballpark, that's what I'd say. Let's see. About to EDC and Makarov. Yo, Q86, great to see you, brother. Be careful, because them joints ain't drop safe. So just don't fly with one in the head. Flying Rich Firearms, good to see you, man. Also a moderator, good to see you. Yo, I did not know I was this far behind. More Beta Prince is also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Flying Rich, channel member, and a moderator. Oh my goodness, we're 47 minutes in. That's crazy. You guys are incredible. Live Life member for 21 months, and you hit me with the pew. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. The channel members are everything. Flying Rich with a $2 super chat says, is this DSN, the Dark Shopping Network? For a moment, it was, right? I mean, I got to tell y'all about the stuff that I'm selling. You know what I mean? Maybe I go too crazy sometimes, but I like talking, and that's why I have a platform where I talk, because I talk and I enjoy talking, and when I enjoy talking, I talk. So let's see who else we got. Eric Stockbridge, Flying Rich, Fluffy Bunny, Blue Curtain Burner, brother. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you. NFA should be history. 100% agree, dude. No question. No question. Rewind tapes. Come on, PLA. That seatbelt thing lasted a long time. It did, like 2 years, bro. If you want to, I'm down to print it in some super strong HTPLA, PLA plus, or something. It's something that probably won't print, something that I could print that probably won't melt is what I meant. Sorry. Let's see. Lightning McQueen, DSN. It is DSN. Maybe I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys permission every time I go on a little escapade of like the whole sales pitch of an item. You have permission to type in DSN. DSN is a little inside joke for me to keep it. Hey, Gutta Cheese, brother, great to see you. Have you printed a gun today? I actually haven't, believe it or not, but I'm always working on stuff, freedom related stuff. Flying Rich with another $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. I will pay you not to subscribe to RDR. Man, that's kind of grimy. He's joking, right? No, I think he's just jealous, and he wants you to subscribe to Flying Rich and Flying Rich Firearms as well. Wired Tight is doing well. I talked to him not too long ago. He's kind of taken a step away from the whole world of streaming and videos and all that, but he is doing well. He's doing what he wants to. He's doing what he loves to, and yeah, he's doing well. But feel free. I mean, reach out to him on social media. Tell him you love him and miss him, and maybe we can bring him back. We can bring him back. Senor Bob, let's see, got a cheese. Man, so many channel members. It's probably from a lot of dudes like Hot Dog, Drew, and Kurt, like giving channel members away. And of course, a lot of you guys do have memberships and love the commitment. I appreciate you guys. Eric Stockbridge, Bob. Oh, Gen 2. Okay, my bad. My bad. They never came out to the public, just changed it up and fixed it. Yeah, of course, right? That's a very SIG thing to do. Lightning McQueen, dang, another Flying Rich super chat, $2 super chat. Thank you. My 3-hour print will be done before the intro. Well, I mean, it's kind of finishing up right now. Tech, Fluffy, let's see, Kurt, Zanti, Lightning McQueen, Blue Curtain Burner, got a cheese with the 18-month member chat. I'm printing a GAT right now. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Stifler. It's because I went all the way back. Honestly, what I need to do, and we've talked about this before, when I come on, I need to just greet the first person, then go down to the newest chat and say, channel members, sound off. And I don't do that. I should, because we'd be done in like 5 minutes. But yeah, that's my B. Hey, there he is, Fat Rooster, brother. Great to see you. He's going to be doing my newest Cerakote on a couple things, and I'm pumped about it. Dude, I went out shooting that like over $2,000 Gen 545, and that ish is like so on point. It is insane. That's going to be my new carry gun. It also, the guts of it is, was my dad's, right? So it's super important to me. And yeah, man, it's just like, I don't know. It's important to me, and it's crazy accurate, smooth as butter. I love it. So to get a super dope paint job on it, get the Cerakote work done, I'm excited about that. So I appreciate you, man. Not my name, also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. And anyone else that I missed, shout out in chat. Sound off in chat. Shout out. Sound off in chat, and I'll give you a shout out. There you go. All right, and let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, a member from our Pride Month committee.
Oh, no. No.
I'm so sorry. That must have been the wrong one. This is from our sodomy committee.
Oh, no. No.
Marconi. Is Marconi out here? Did I miss Marconi? Hold up. Let me see. Chat filter. All messages. Marconi, brother. Great to see you. Also, an excellent place for some crazy, crazy dope Glock slides. Like for the price of a Radian, you can get a whole slide barrel combo. It's nasty stuff. Mi scusi. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it. And actually, we'll do this. We'll bring on our guest of honor.
Hi.
Frederick Donegan, welcome.
Yes. I am Red Dawn Readiness. My channel's much better than Flying Rich Firearms and Flying Rich Fugazi. And
he said what? He said what?
Just kidding, Rich.
Just joined. Welcome.
Gotta get you back.
Man, I can't believe he paid $2 to say don't subscribe to Red Dawn. But you know what? I think the way our people think is that the moment you tell them not to do something, they're going to be like, you can't tell me what to do. I think for myself. And then they're going to go subscribe to Red Dawn Readiness because
guys, make sure you go subscribe to Flying Rich Firearms. You have to. So now that I said it, you guys got to do it.
Yeah. But I guess with that logic, they wouldn't.
You got it.
All right, just double checking. Anyway, welcome. Hey, Armsman, brother, great to see you as well.
What's up,
you know what?
Armsman?
I love the Fat Tack holsters, and I'll be a supporter of Fat Tack for the rest of forever. But man, I got to tell you what, it's super tempting. I really want to give one of the Armsman holsters a shot, man. Them things look pretty nice, mate.
You should. We're pretty blessed to have two awesome holster makers in
Absolutely.
the
Dude,
group
we have
orders team.
yes, in the because I can't really just say viewership because all you guys are more than viewers. You know what I mean? Like it's we'll just call it community, right? We got Safety Harbor Firearms in the community. We got Stifler Manufacturing in the community. We got Drewski, Kurt 24 Ski, Marconi. We got we got Gideon. We got Goombeam. We got all these Fat Rooster.
What's up, Rooster?
With the Super Rooster. We got. I mean, we're crazy blessed, dude. And of course, like Gideon, Goombeam, Marconi, and yeah, just a bunch of awesome people. BV, yo, good to see you, BV. Appreciate you, man. All right, so before we jump too far into it, because I know we're only 56 minutes into the stream. That's my bad. That's nice. 29-inch MagFeds in stock, but don't buy one. Okay. Here's the funny thing. So, Walt, I actually dropped your name the other day. So I was talking to a friend of mine. A friend of mine has like 36 patents or something like that. And those 36 patents are 36 parts for one particular firearm. And it is a very, very unique firearm that, hear me out, will revolutionize one particular category of firearms for the rest of forever. Okay? So this one gun with 36 parts will revolutionize one category of firearms for the rest of forever. All right, that is a big claim. But it will revolutionize, I'll say this. I can say this. It will revolutionize shotguns for the rest of forever. Oh, heck yeah. But he's shopping to companies that are, potentially going to purchase the patents and maybe start manufacturing stuff. And I was like, well, I would also consider looking at some of the smaller guys that have the capability of doing stuff like that. And I was like, I got a good friend you should probably reach out to. And it may be that nothing, is worked out through this, but this is a guy I worked at the gun shop like over 10 years ago with him, right? And I was like, have you ever heard of Safety Harbor Firearms? He was like, yeah, dude, I had one of their 50 BMGs like when they first came out before they were even classified as a firearm, one of their uppers. And it took me back for that split second because I like completely forgot that he had one of those 50 BMGs. So, Walt, this was like 15 years ago, maybe sometime around 12 to 15 years ago. Let me know if I'm off, or maybe when you started manufacturing those, because
is the Shiv 50 considered a firearm?
Just the upper alone, the Safety Harbor Firearms SHTF 50 is literally considered a firearm by itself, which is completely absurd because the lower is also a register, a serialized firearm.
That's crazy.
Absolutely, Christ is King. Before we get too far into it, yes, man, I love this. Yeah, you see this? Jesus is Lord, Christ is King. Boom, love y'all. So nice. You got your Ranger tab.
Yep.
Honorary.
Now, it's an honorary Ranger.
What he means is that he's a forest ranger, and only you can prevent forest fires.
That's right.
So before we get too far into this, let's do this. Red Dawn, Frederick Donegan, if you could take a moment to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
I am Red Dawn Readiness on all platforms, and I am also, what's the name of my backup channel?
Civilian Outpost.
Civilian Outpost. That is right. It's gone through so many.
How do
names.
I know that?
It's hard avoiding the overlords. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is. See, they're so good at what they do, they literally make you forget your stuff.
They do.
You know? You're like, I don't know. I don't even get notifications for myself, bro. You know?
And
Oh, he said 2003 we started May. Okay, that's what's up.
nice. Red Dawn Readiness stocks prices at Costco. I think you meant to write prices.
I do that sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
especially for like the right item, you know?
For sure, man. So yes, I am a YouTuber. I have a run an Instagram. Really, I'm just a gun enthusiast, Christian father, preparedness-minded person that likes to share what my hobbies are with other people. So feel free to subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram and Rumble, because honestly, I do pretty much all my lives on Rumble now because I can actually like hold things up like this plastic holster that's rubber that I usually stick
Dude,
my
when I was just holding this up, I got a little nervous, you know? Just a little piece of plastic.
At least we can still hold up goon beams all the time. Smart
For
marketing
now.
there, goon beam.
I know, right? It's smart marketing, not dealing in firearms.
Here's that one knife that I picked up, that cold steel that keeps
Oh yeah.
off my belt.
Let me see here. Click it in slowly to the sheath. Let me see it.
I don't want that bitch to pop back up over on me. So
Yeah.
like, look. I mean, it seems like I don't understand what it was. Maybe because it was next to my sidearm.
I know. Okay. If I were to take a guess, this is what I would say. Now, this has happened before. If and this is important for anyone else that may be like bolting knives to their equipment, depending on like how hard you're pushing the kydex or bolting it down to your equipment. Was it bolted down to other polymer, or it was just a clip?
And I take this clip and just literally put it into the molly, and then I can rotate it however I want. And I had it like on my right side
weird.
like this, so I could, just doesn't make sense.
That is weird, because sometimes I have seen where like if you have if you're like bolting it down or screwing it down to like other kydex or like the thigh rig behind your whatchamacallit, holster. Yeah. Sometimes it can actually compromise the seal that the knife clicks into, but that looks like it clicks in pretty hard, man.
That's why I don't get, like, I didn't even, because it's next to my pistol, I'm like, maybe when I drew my pistol, but I'm like looking where it fell during this drill, and I'm like, I didn't even pull my pistol out. So I'm like, I just am running my gun. I don't understand. So I'm like,
it's a rotating clip, like the clip rotates.
Yep.
Maybe it just rotated when you were running and it just gravity took over.
I mean, well, because of where it is behind the holster, it actually can rotate that way. I mean, it could maybe go back and down. I don't
That's
think
interesting.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a really cool knife. I mean, I love cold steel knives. They're usually great.
It's like perfect for like going fishing or something. I feel like cutting up little fish and.
Dude, the jimping on it is dope. I mean, it's decent. It's that German stainless steel. It's yeah. I mean, it looks
which
pretty
is different than Jewish stainless steel.
Correct. Yeah, Jewish stainless steel is a little bit different. It looks great on the outside.
Yeah, they use different scales. You know, they usually it's a little lighter when you pay for it.
Yeah, well, all over the outside, there's little nicks into it because they've removed a bunch of material on the outside. But yeah, so
what did I miss? What did I miss? I was in the chat, but I might have missed some things. Have we covered any of the world is basically on fire, so I don't know if you've covered any of the. Every time I'm on, bro, I feel like I'm like,
there's always something, bro. But when that just fell, I just found another Gideon sticker. So hey, it's a win.
I need Gideon stickers.
Yeah, so it's a couple things. I mean, many things that we could talk about, but I I did. Oh, I did say that I would discuss this because someone, Senor Bob, had said, "Hey, give that guy the guy that was like cursing at me and stuff. Give him his money back and be like, yeah, no, I don't do business with people that treat me like that, right?" Which honestly, at a different stage in the transaction, I would have done, right? So this is one of my businesses is DLD Hardware, which I sell jigs for building guns, parts and tools and things like that for building guns. That's also where all the channel's merch is. So if you guys enjoy pro limited government merch, pro freedom, liberty, and independence merch, dead or bleeding out ATF agents merch, that's where that can be found. And then also just some other stuff, but people typically go there to buy jigs and merch, right? Those are the two most popular things for people to get. The merch isn't fulfilled by me, it's fulfilled by another company, and then they drop ship it to you. It's not it's not me personally. I am telling that story. Hold on, I missed it. DLD, pull up the armsman's comment. Okay, hold on. Oh, the armsman says, RDR, I can fix that for you. It's the Kydex.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't even know if these are actually Kydex or if they're like injected plastic is what I think it is. I think it's
it's injection molded plastic.
Yeah, I have to get Armsman to like make me a holster.
You could even get him to make you a sheath for it.
Yes.
Instead of a holster.
Well, I call it a holster.
I mean, it kind of is, right?
You know what? I should have you make me a really good one for this that goes on the belt in such a way.
Oh, dude.
Because I do love this.
I got to show you how. So mine came with Molly. We can get into that in a second. Stifler Manufacturing says, remember not to use code DARK if you plan on getting one of our red, white, or blue slides around July 4th. We're doing a sale. Use code USA25 instead. Very good point. Very good point. Now, Stifler Manufacturing, how many dollars do you send me every single day? Yeah, it's zero. Yeah, no, and I want y'all to know, like, it's not just stuff that I'm trying to do for money. Like, we need to help the homies in our community of people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'll tell the story, right? So, like Bob said, like, if it was someone that reached out and like totally tripped out on me, I would literally just kick his money back to him and be like, I am selecting to not do business with you. Okay, but this guy hit me up. And if I recall correctly, either his first package had gotten lost or something like that, or there wasn't movement on it. I don't recall what it was, but there was a slight delay in the beginning because, like I shared in the beginning of the show, I'm having issues with like the syncing of my shipping software and my printer, which is a huge pain.
You ship with USPS?
Yeah, it's USPS.
Aren't they like a part of the federal government?
You know, it's interesting. They are part of the federal government.
I wonder if like they dislike you or something.
Steve Whoop. It could be because I literally put stickers that basically say F certain arms of the government.
On like lose all
lose everything. I mean, some of them are totally like my fault though, for sure.
I know. I was on the phone with him today, and he's like, "The mailman forgot to get these packages," and he's like, "I'll call you back." He's chasing.
Second day in a row, didn't pick up packages, and then I found out that my mailman that always stops by, if I put anything out, he'll pick it up, like no question, is on vacay. So, so okay, so
he probably saw the pile and was like, "I'm just gonna
screw that." Yeah. So basically, the dude had already made a purchase. I had already packaged the stuff out and sent it out and shipped it. And it just, hey, Jova, it was just sitting for some reason. But the weird thing is that it didn't show any other tracking, and it was sitting in like California or something. So I was like, you know what? Here's what I'll do. Because clearly something is wrong. I'm just going to package up another one and send it out to you. Right. And it was within the amount of days that I, list in the product listing that stuff is going to ship anyway. And so the guy texts me like 27 times at like 10:30 at night, 11:30 at night, and it was kind of ridiculous. But I didn't respond to him because I don't want to teach people that I'm available for business conversations at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And anyway, the guy, I sent him the info, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what happened, but here's another one. Here's the tracking and all this. Send it out to him. And the dude was super rude in the first place, but he already paid. I had already shipped it, and then I had already shipped another one because the other one will come back to me eventually. And if it doesn't, whatever. It's a loss that, I have to work out into all my numbers anyway. So he ends up getting it, and I don't know what kind of frame people have when they're placing an order, right? Like, I don't know what tool you're getting stuff for. So if someone gets a single pin jig, they probably just need to do the single pin on like a 76% frame. If people get the old school complete 80% jig, they're probably using it on an 80% frame, or they're going to forego doing the front pin like completely, right? Which some people do. So when I see orders and it says, one regular full-size jig, I'm not going to be like, are you sure you only want this, right? So what I do is on the products, because people can make mistakes all the time, I put on there, here's a 80% jig. These are the 3 holes that it does. And then below that, it says in huge letters, literally, if you are using this to mill one of the brand new or newer 76% / bridge frame / ATF compliant bridge frames, then you need to use this in conjunction with the single pin jig with a link right there, right? So it literally says like, stop, don't buy this if you're using it for the bridge frame, 76% frame, ATF compliant frame, whatever, right? And I list that there. And then I also list on the single pin jig, stop. If you need to drill all of the pins in a frame, then you also need this one, right? It's the way it is. I don't currently have a jig that does all of the holes. And it also doesn't make sense because maybe someone doesn't need to do all of them. Maybe they just need to buy one of the little single pin holes, right? And most dudes that are doing this have a regular full-size jig and they just need the single pin jig. So this doesn't really make sense for me to pay to develop an entirely new jig for one hole, right? When I already offer a single pin jig for whatever. Anyway, so I don't know what kind of product you're getting a tool for. It's on the consumer to do that. So Dark, I suggest packaging all the jigs. All the jigs as one and price accordingly. Oh, you mean like putting all of the jig? Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make sense because like the single pin jig is a little bit cheaper, and it would cost more money to develop another one, which is too many choices. I've considered it, but I appreciate
I
the
think
input.
he was list them both together in a package deal that says.
Oh, so I'm actually literally working on that right now. I'm calling it a Patriot Pack, which is kind of cheesy. I don't think I'm going to do that name, but either way, it's like a Patriot Pack is the sorry, I misunderstood. BB is the full size jig and the single pin jig, and it's taking a little bit off. Like you save a little bit of money, and then also a double.
The ATF pack.
Yeah, FTATF pack. And then also a double pack because a lot of dudes do buy 2 of them, mostly because they may feel like they're going to mess up a frame or something like that. So anyway, this guy bought one full-size jig, which is for the 80% frame. And I would guess that he did not read the product listing that said, stop. If you're doing a 76% frame, you also need this, right? And the guy finally gets it. He doesn't say anything to me, but he says, oh, I missed a call from Shogun. Broski, my bad. Okay, so man, I don't want to show the I don't want to show his number, but I want to show the ridiculousness of like how many times homeboy was oh yeah, I don't want to do that. Anyway,
I also think we should F the ATF. I just don't get it, man. Why am I screwed? I should have done the right thing, man. Can you just send it to me for free?
so he says I hasn't moved at all. It could be wasn't picked up. Scanned yet? Question mark. Hasn't moved at all. This could be it's like all gibberish, right? And then finally, 2 days later, I get a text message. Now, guys, look, I have been making an extremely like specific focus to not curse. Okay. I've been doing my absolute best and I have foregone curse words because the Bible says to get the filth out of your mouth. There's, a bunch of different reasons. Also, if you literally read the dictionary as to cursing, it's like, the purpose of using curse words is to spread negativity and whatever like the word is for like being casual, and it's just nothing that like we want to spread, right? But for the purpose of this, I really have to send it home with the words that he said. Okay. It says, and this is, I'm reading another man's words right now. You must be fucking kidding. There's no hole for drilling the front locking block hole, you fucking retard. And he says his name, issue a full refund right away, then you can go fuck yourself. And then like 1 minute later, he says, just send me the fucking measurements. And at this moment, I was literally putting my daughter down for bed. So I said, sir, you ordered the traditional 19 PF940C jig, which specifically states that if you're using this to drill a 76% frame, bridge frame, ATF compliant frame, then you need a single pin locking block jig in conjunction with this. All of that is literally on every single product listing. No need to be nasty and hostile. Now think of this. Already purchased, paid for, shipped it. I already paid for the shipping. He has it in hand. If this happened like before I shipped the item, done. No amount of money is worth it, right? Well, some amount of money is worth it. But and then he says, send it. That's it. And I said, send it. What is it? And he said, send the single pin locking block jig. I said, I'm in the middle of something now. I'll get right back to you in just a bit. That's all I said because I was literally putting my daughter to bed. And he says, if you have a P80, Polymer 80, PF940C frame in 80%, send it to me free of charge or don't bother texting. What you've done is endanger me. He's saying that I have a responsibility to arm him because he's now been endangered because of my lack of ability to arm him.
Sounds like a Fed.
Yeah. And then he says, what you've done is endanger me. Now, this is where it gets good. You are a conspirator in Virginia. So naturally,
that I am.
A conspirator for selling
conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I believe in many conspiracy theories.
If you mean that I'm conspiring to help people build unserialized modern firearms in the privacy of their own home with zero governmental overreach, yes, I am a conspirator. And my response naturally was LMAO, of course. And then I said, okay, illegally send you an 80% frame. Good idea. I said, I told you I'd get right back with you. if you would just be patient and not so rude, I would be willing to do way more to help you. And how would I have known that you were ordering the incorrect product? Come on, please be reasonable. And he says, there's biting illegal. I think he meant there's nothing illegal. There's biting illegal about even sending me a full firearm registered to anyone. You recognize my danger as I've described, and I cannot proceed without a firearm. Counterterrorism, it seems, has been dismantled since we've been in court. What?
I would have Googled like a mental health line and text him the number.
1-800 buckshot mouthwash.
Seek help.
Yeah.
Seekmentalhealth.com. I would have like tagged the website in the text.
Here's where it gets more ridiculous, because as I'm reading this, I'm like, yo, homeboy is out of it.
It's
all
Liver
right?
King. He said it's Liver King.
So I'm like, okay, like if you need a gun that badly, right? I sell tools, okay? There's probably a reason you're not just going to the gun
Send
shop
me an
and picking
MP5
something up. Yeah. Send me a full auto M16 or you're endangering me. So I said, I've put you in absolutely no danger at all. I have no idea. Oh, okay, let me back up. He said
the Michael Jordan meme. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help. Dark Port O Lav Portalav him. What?
Me too, yo.
I know,
I'm
right?
literally in tears.
This bro, FFL is on literally every street in most cities. Go there, bro. Go behind a dumpster in your closest city, right? Like, okay, so this is where it gets better. So he says, "Do you even know who I am?" And this is where stuff gets good. When people's ego is like, when it's like blowing up like that, it's like someone with like a foot pump that like pumps those rockets in the air, right? Like he's just like pumping his own ego.
Literally a little bitch that's in danger right now because you can't.
What are you in danger of? You don't have one gun. You don't have a homie that can look. I'm gonna throw this out there to anyone. If anyone is out near me and I can lawfully do it, if you need a gun, hit me up. Hit me up. If Red Dawn was out here and you were like, yo, something's going on, you couldn't travel with a firearm or whatever, I don't feel safe. I'd be like, there you go. What you need, you know, whatever. Like, come on. You got to have some, either you have burned every single relationship that you have and you've just, whatever. Maybe you can't, I don't know. For reasons, maybe you don't want to or can't go do a 4473. What people choose to do on their own time is up to them, right? Whether he's whatever. And honestly, even if he, can't do a 4473, but maybe can own a firearm, I think 4473s are unlawful, illegal. They should all be completely outlawed and all that, right? But nevertheless, he says, do you even know who I am? And then he gives me a court docket, which gets really interesting. Okay. I can't say I could. I don't want to give too much info. Okay. But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Okay. But hold on. So I didn't even want to look up the court docket because that would just mean that like I'm going to fall into his
Was
craziness.
it Casey Anthony?
Do you know who I am? Batman. Yes, Batman. 320 would be less likely to go off than he would. Yeah, for real. Hey, Corn Pop, good to see you. So I said, I have put you in absolutely no danger at all. I have absolutely no idea who you are. And all I know is that you chose to order a product, a tool, from my website. There is no legal responsibility I have to arm you or equip you with anything. When you purchase that product, albeit the incorrect product, apparently, we entered into an agreement. The agreement is that you made a purchase and I ship you the item. Then that was fulfilled. I assume zero liability of what you personally choose to do or to not do. Your individual choices are up to you. And he says, that retarded legal jargon, don't text me again. Now, when he said, don't text me again, I was literally already hitting send on another message. And I know why he was doing this. I said, the silly thing is that if you had contacted me and said, hey, man, I ordered the wrong item. I needed the single pin locking block jig too. I probably would have just literally sent it to you for free. But instead, you chose to curse at me, use harsh language, and call me a retard. That won't get you very far with anyone. And while I was literally clicking send on that, he had said, that retarded legal jargon, don't text me again. Now, because he sent that court docket showing that he is clearly litigious, possibly even in this stream watching right now, I knew what he was doing with the whole do not text me again, because you can actually sue people for digital or cyber harassment if someone says don't text me again and you continuously text them. Now,
you know what you should have sent right after you sent that text?
What's that?
You have unsubscribed from Dick. This you got me thinking, bro.
You
should have said that, and then as soon as you read that, you should have been like, you have officially unsubscribed from texting this business.
Yeah. You have been permanently blocked from texting DLD hardware. Oh, that's great. And he said, I asked you to not text me again. And I wanted to respond and say, my apologies. I was already pressing send to respond again to say, but I was like, you know what? Apparently, it's like if you text like 5 times or something like that, you could actually be.
I heard it can be like thousands of dollars per text.
Yeah. So and again, if someone says don't text me, if I had seen that before I clicked send on that, I wouldn't have even sent it, right? But because I clicked send while I saw it, I was like, oh, whoops. And then he said, I asked you not to text me again. And then, of course, I didn't, text him back. But after all this, later that evening, put my daughter to sleep and all that. And again, yo, homie, if you're out there, if you hit me up and said, dude, really, even if you were pissed off and you were like, man, I can't believe it. I just got this thing. I put the frame in there, started to drill it. And wouldn't you know, it doesn't have the front locking block pin. I'd say, you know what? No problem. I'll go ahead and ship one out to you today. Did you not read the product description? No. Look, you ordered something from DLD Hardware, therefore you're a customer of mine. Therefore, as long as you're not a ridiculous artard a-hole, I would take care of you. But the moment that you start calling me names and cursing at me when you don't know anything about me or anything, like, what type of craziness is that? And you're texting me at 10 o'clock at night. So obviously I feel less compelled to help people that are being D-bags like that. So of course who acts like that? I know, TMC. That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
good
dude,
to see you, TMC.
There's a No Kings protest coming up, and I don't.
Got to be on.
My life is in danger.
Watch him text me and be like, just so you know, I was at a protest and 2 peacekeepers shot at me. Oh, that's not funny. Someone died. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that's bad. So please forgive ? Yeah. So I after that pulled up the docket. Hold on. I can't give too much information away, okay? Because it's ridiculous. And when I say it's ridiculous, bro. Name someone famous over the last 20 years.
Martin Lawrence.
I actually believe he was included in this lawsuit too.
P. Diddy.
Yes, he was included in this lawsuit too. Name someone politically, like
Hunter Biden.
I don't believe he was. What about a particular former president?
Shmosif Biden.
More former.
Barack Hussein Obama.
He was included in this lawsuit as well. There's like 220 people that were being sued by this dude. And I can't say what it is, but hold on. I gotta pull it up. Just so I can read you guys the name. Okay, hold on. The names that are in here are like absolutely absurd. Okay, now these are all the people that he's suing in one suit. Okay. Parties. Now there were like 180 removed parties. Defendant Nancy Pelosi, actor Chris Rock. I can't say that one. A popular, I guess, what is it? Agency, whatever, TMZ. A particular film school. 20th Century Fox Film Corporation. Andrew Wachowski, Lana Wachowski, all the Wachowskis, Warner Brothers.
Brothers? The ones that made The Matrix?
I believe so, yeah.
Now they're women. They were men at one point.
They're now women?
Well, now they're woe man. Woe mans.
Oh, interesting.
You should call them woe mans.
Warner Brothers, Legendary Pictures, a police department, another loss prevention. No, Harrison Ford. Okay. Can't say that one. Another police agency.
Was it Harvey Weinstein texting you?
Blake Lively, like the chick that, yes, Blake Lively. Apparently he's suing another superior court. I don't know. Christopher Nolan, Jonathan Nolan, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Onza Entertainment, and these are only the people that have been removed to be found completely.
Let me ask you a question. Is he suing because he was like a child actor?
No. This is, I don't want to say too much, but it is completely unrelated to anything like that. This is something that is completely unrelated to anything like that. I think that's all I can say without putting too much. It's all public, but I don't want to get too crazy because his whole government name is in it, and I don't want to like dox people. Yeah. It's pronounced Michael Obama.
Me and my wife, Michael.
Grimace, Hamburglar, and Ronald. Yes. Sam Man, Techno Man, what's up, y'all? Your dogs had my dogs alert.
Right? My dogs had your dogs alert. I believe it. My dog was going ham, but he's a Malinois, so if there's anything, he'll go nuts.
Yeah, so Armsman, it is public record. The issue is that it does have his full name in it, and I don't want to cross the line of any like doxing or anything like that. Even though it's probably totally fine, but again, I just want to be at least moderately respectful because this was just an enter into an exchange of commerce like that. That's it, right? He spent $33.36 to receive a product and its shipping, and I shipped him the product and paid for the shipping, and he received the product, which was shipped to him.
That price.
And that was it. Which means
you got to make it like 34.26 or something.
I know it's just the way that it works out too. $33.36, or maybe it's 56 cents. Oh, it's something like that. Anyway, so that was the exciting time that I had. Is it the Pelosi hammer husband humper? It could be. Tim Harper, what's up, brother?
I'm all out of hammers.
Even put out my address and social security number and employer. Yeah, so it's not necessarily illegal, right? Like it's just a respect thing, right? Like even though he showed me zero respect, I still don't want to give like the Flying Rich ChatGPT, who sued Barack and Michelle Obama? Bro, they probably got a 100,000 lawsuits. None of us would go drop his contact info in the gayest Reddit thread we could find. Of course not. Well, if you pay very close attention, I may have accidentally done something during this show that I already regret. But moving along. So, yeah, so we've had a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world today. I was thinking we should touch on the HPA and the Short Act, and then also
I heard it passed. Is it passed?
It didn't pass yet.
Okay, because I was hearing someone today being like, "It passed. They passed it."
The HPA was voted on at the House level, and that moved beyond the House, and then it went to Senate Finance Committee, and it will be voted on again. The Short Act was added into it.
Does it have to go back to the House for that?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Waiting on a parliamentarian.
Isn't that the gayest? Like, anything that has the word parliament in it, I just feel like is such communist garbage. Or
I
is
think
that
we
a
should
little
have
too far?
to be in America at least like 3 generations to vote.
Say again? Oh, and you have to be an American for 3 generations to vote?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
and
That should be
not a
the way.
woman.
Yeah, probably shouldn't let them vote.
Not a woman,
No, we'd have a lot less problems.
yeah. Where did it go? We've had retarded customers too. Yeah, we got them. They're out here, bro. Pass the info to Crump and see what he does with it. So, okay, so funny thing, Crump and I actually both have the same capabilities now for, let's call them background checks. Excuse me. So yeah, I was tempted to pull it up, but I also don't want to pull anything up and find something out that, I'm done with it. If you're out there, Mr. D-Bag, I literally would have sent you one for free if you would just hit me up and been like, even if you were like, dude, what the hell? I opened it up and this doesn't do this. I'd have been like, you know what? It's cool, man. I'll send you one for free. No charge. But instead you were a dirtbag and an a-hole. And yeah, I don't enjoy working with dirtbags and a-holes. So there you go. Okay, so the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. So what I will say is there needs to be the I guess it's called the preemption in Section 3 put in, so that way people that have specific states that say, you have to be able to lawfully own a suppressor, SBR, SBS, AOW, whatever, you have to have an approved ATF tax stamp, Form 4, Form 3, Form 1, Form whatever, right? Which, by the way, if you guys out there, Form 3 is for SOTs when they, put stuff on their books. So basically, this would kind of give people in those states a little bit of extra safety. Well, it would give them the safety of being able to take part in the new changes if they do go through as is. And we wouldn't have to worry about people getting snatched up. There may be some lawsuits. There may be some states that are like, you know what? We're not playing ball. Obviously, we know states like California, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
New Jersey is the worst state in America.
Straight up. Washington State.
People talk so much about New York and California.
Jersey is way worse.
New Jersey's the worst state in America. If you were in New Jersey and you're not gone in the next 3 months, I'm going to send you the phone number that I would have sent to that guy that Dark was texting.
I'm going to actually give him your phone number and say, here's how you get your refund. No, look, the restrictions in Jersey are so abhorrent. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like
you are not allowed
American.
to own. Well, and you're not even allowed to own what is responsible.
I think Australia might be better than New Jersey.
Ooh, Dang, that's hard to swallow. That's what she said. Basically, you're not allowed to, if
Not
you
if you- I
can
know.
work out a way to carry a gun, which in 98% of all situations is unlawful in Jersey. If you're able to find out a way to carry a gun, you cannot carry anything but full metal jackets. If you get caught carrying jacketed hollow points, which is what is responsible and
I
safe.
think you can carry the critical defense because it's like filled in.
You not the critical defense, but you can carry expanding FMJs. You can carry expanding what do they call them? Expanding round nose or expanding what somebody help me out with the terminology. I know what you're saying because it looks like it's not hollow, but it is a hollow point. It's just got a little piece of polymer in it. But there's not soft point. It's an expanding full metal jacket. Not the fragmentation. It's man, it may actually be called expanding full metal jackets, and I'm just a
Unbonded, Pam bonded,
Pam bonded, mush point. Expanding full metal jackets. Let's
OTM?
see. No. I guess it is. It is called expanding full metal jackets. Why was expanding full metal jacket ammo discontinued? Because the only people that use it is in New Jersey, and it's illegal to use bullets in Jersey. That's why. Yeah, it's absurd, dude. You can't. Not frangible. Frangible basically just explodes into dust when it hits a hard target. But there are not jacket hollow points, full metal jackets that are basically designed so they are complete total metal jackets, but they're designed with weak points inside the construction, like the integrity of the projectile, to where they like break down and they squish, so they expand, so that you might get lucky in that they will hopefully expand and not only transfer the energy into the attacker or target, but hopefully not travel through the target and give you a 2-for-1 special at Walmart.
And they can only load their guns with gummy bears.
Yes, that's basically it.
In New Jersey. And I think you can only have like, I don't know. There was a time
10.
where there were 10. New York was trying to bring them down to 7.
Where do they get these numbers, dude? That's
just drop 3 every year, yo. They won't.
Yeah, right. Like, do they think that people make 7-round magazines? Or, you know what? Honestly, you know what they probably do? They probably look at the guns that come from the factory with like 6+1 magazines, or something like that, or 7+1s. You know,
all of you can have Glock 42s.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's it. And actually, for anyone out there with Glock 42s, if you take out the polymer follower and you take it to a piece of sandpaper on the table and go till you take like a little like 1/16 of an inch off, you can actually fit 7+1 in there. So you're welcome, New Yorkers.
Nice.
11 millimeter. Dude, I would rock. Honestly, I would rock 10 millimeter way more often.
That's why most New Yorkers either have 45s or 10 mils. And if I was down to 10 rounds, best believe that's what I'm carrying. 10 mil or 45.
I'm probably gonna rock 45 ACP. It just makes sense.
I might do the 460 Roland.
I may do 4570. One of those big revolvers in 4570. Hey, Black Diamond Guns and Gear, great to see you. We were just showing off your sweep, delightful holsters, and we were discussing the Fat Tac +1s out there. And this this bad boy right here, the Beretta M9A3, you can barely see it, is going to be the new carry with the EDC in the
Do you
Fat
have
Tack
a
Plus
new
One.
light on there?
So I'm going to be running one of the Goon Beam TLR1 footprint
Nice.
lights on
Nice.
it. Yeah.
So you have the Hollow Sun on the
On a
G45 with the Radian?
no, I put it on a 17, or no, I put it on a 34. Sorry, yeah, I put it on the 17, and it didn't look right. So I put it on the 34, and it's just like perfection. So I did that. Background checks for ammo purchases in New York. Yeah, that's ridiculous. If you go to a gun shop in New York, you literally cannot even touch a firearm. It is, if I may be mistaken, it is at least a misdemeanor, if not an actual felony, to handle a firearm if you don't have your firearms permit and a firearm that has been background checked, you've waited through the wait period, and it has been registered to you directly. Like, how absurd is that, dude? How did if my state was like that, I'd be, I that's it. We're done. If we've reached that point,
I've been saying that for a long time. There's some fights that are not worth fighting. The battle is over. You lost, bro.
yeah,
Go. Hurry up and leave before you get ambushed, because the fight is over.
You're not only your parents, your grandparents lost that fight. You know. By the way, your grandparents were rolling around with 6 shooters in their waistband, chilling like nothing. You know. And they're just like, it's not going to be a big deal. Who needs more than 6 bullets? You know. JPaz, what up? What up? JPaz, I saw you in another stream. I think it was maybe Black Scout Survival or someone else, but good to see you, bro. I'm muted in under all of my channels in Black Scout, so you can't see me talk there. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it was Full Spectrum Survival. It was one of them. I can't recall. But speaking of Black Scout Survival, so I watched one of his recent shows, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but a lovely family had purchased a new home. And when the new family got in the new home, they started looking around and they're moving their new stuff in. And they came across something that appeared to be left by the previous owners. Have you heard this story?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's something that is honestly, I was jealous when I heard this. This was like the best parting gift that you could ever imagine.
Free band?
They were left with Iranian ordnance hidden in live ordnance in the home.
And they told people about it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have been taking that thing apart. Like, yo, let me get to the high explosives in this thing, bro. Like, let me get to the forbidden butterscotch inside this mofo.
Oh, no. I would have been tying them all to a string and putting a tube down so I could just unscrew it that looks like a septic thing. Quick unscrew, and they all come out, and you're like,
yeah, but see, if you, well, yeah, you know. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw that. A family moved into a new home, and they were looking around, and they found that their previous owners had left live Iranian ordnance in their home. So I'm sure it's not a big deal, right? It's not like, evil people took the opportunity of the borders being completely open and unsupervised to bring live Iranian ordnance into the United States. And
I wonder if it was just all part of the plan to leave the border open for 4 years and Trump to come back. And
that's a good point. It very well could have been.
Maybe
they thought that would help them win an election too.
Maybe they needed an event to happen during this time, so they set it up. They were like, "Damn, we don't have the right people in here, so Trump, you got to sit out for 4 years and then come back."
Maybe they needed like flags of a certain color.
The colors of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
Different colors. Like
I'm pretty sure they're the same colors.
Not like the true flags. Not the true ones.
Oh, the rainbow-ish ones.
The false flags. Those kinds of flags.
Those flags. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems very Jewish, psyoppy of a story to me. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. MC Moron, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Another Chenamemba. Happy Thursday indeed.
What's up,
Appreciate you.
Moran?
Dark, didn't they clear the entire block? I believe they cleared at least the block, if not more. Bro, I'm telling you, and we've talked about this, right? People always say, like, there's no other equalizer like firearms, right? God made man and Sam Colt made him equal or whatever. If you think if a call goes out, we have a gunman at so and so whatever spot, all the law enforcement in the area all gets there. They all pull their cars right up to the front and they grab their service rifle and they run to the gunfire like freeze, right?
Yep.
Now let's replay this. Okay. Let's say they get a call and it's like there has been a threat at 123 Main Street at Walmart. They don't do that. They're like, okay, clear everyone out, get back 100 yards with
Send in the
bullhorn,
robots.
send in robots and dogs and everything that doesn't have a soul, because we don't want to get anywhere close to that. It is the most terrifying thing. They will literally tackle people in the area holding cell phones. They like it's a completely different vibe. So yes, firearms are a great equalizer between one man and one man. Sometimes, in some cases, one man versus multiple men. And I'm not advocating for the use of anything like that. I'm just saying, if individuals out there understand, and know their way around certain stuff and chemistry and all that, high explosives are absolutely the worst nightmare of every individual in any type of capacity like that. And they don't run to the problem. They get literally as far away as humanly possible, and they push in every single thing that doesn't have a beating heart until they get to dogs, right? Which it's crazy. So yeah, one saboteur could literally, and this is why explosives are so dangerous. Again, I'm not advocating for the use or misuse of anything at all. I'm just saying, goodness gracious, ordnance wins wars, and we're talking potentially hundreds and hundreds of people for one individual's thing. I mean, usually it's the government.
They can win a war,
stuff,
but they can't hold a ground. So
yeah.
once you clear it out and you want to keep it, you're going to need firearms.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying like different applications, different uses, because you can't, like, you have to have all prongs of the trident, right, of the spear.
Yeah.
But
or lobster.
Man, ordnance is Dark. They say what they found, allegedly found. Yeah, there were pictures of it and stuff. I just didn't get the I didn't have the time to actually.
Well, don't you remember the guy that came on? I think he was the guy who was talking about the dude who blew up the Tesla, and he was the one that was contacted. He came on the Sean Ryan show, and I think that was the guy who was also talking about that the Iranians had smuggled in man pads into America. So, which I'm guessing those are surface to air.
Those are surface to air missiles. Yeah.
So then also we did have, all the weird plane crashes and aircraft.
Very weird. Very weird. Even interestingly enough, we had a bunch of food processing plants that just had planes getting crashed into them like left and right. It was like, unprecedented. It was almost like it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
If it were unbelievable. We were talking about some of the protests and stuff earlier, and I think Red Dawn and I had both seen the same video about this, and I want to share this with you guys. Regardless of the individual that's sharing the information, you may think one way or another, but I think it's actually still good information to we view. Let's see. It says it's still receiving. Oh, it failed. Hold on. Let me send this to myself again.
Nobody is coming. In
Oh,
Russia,
straight up.
they have bunkers for their people. So many countries have like plans to save their people. Our people go to the WEF and talk about how to depopulate the earth. And yeah.
You know what's crazy too is that like they actually communicate with their people. Some countries communicate with their people like relatively honestly. They're like, hey, you guys should probably have like 30 days of food for you and your entire family, you know?
I just ordered, there was a great deal on and you guys could check it out, but it was like $36 for 12 MREs. And
I saw that. The price just changed though. It's like $50 now.
no way. I ordered 2 boxes at the time. I'm still waiting on them, but
I
I don't have any MREs. I have like some ready to eat meals and freeze dried meals and stuff, but I don't have actual like the MRE. So I wanted to get some. I heard they can be rough on the belly sometimes though.
They can. I mean, it's something that like I would definitely not eat an entire MRE multiple times a day.
Night Rooster.
It can tear you up. Nighty night, Roosty.
You know what else is hard on the belly? Starvation.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah.
Okay, rotate left. Okay, here it is. Sorry, I had to rotate it.
Pretty much anything you chase with enough coffee will pass.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna have to mute during this, but you guys check this out. Hold on, is it showing? How's it showing? Okay, all right.
Oh yes, this one. Yep.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention.
Everything on this video is for fair use purposes, critiquing. What else is it? Just for
it's
education.
Educational purposes and for fair use, but it is from the tweeters, so this may not be Strizuk, but don't pay attention to the fact that the guy's name is Nate Friedman. You know, I'm sure that's fine.
No audio.
You said no audio?
Yeah, now there's audio. You want to rewind it?
It's coming through my mic. Yeah, I'll just let it come through my mic. It's all good.
Want to see Israel destroyed?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, your pin says you're Jewish, right?
At this point, I do. I used to believe in the one democratic state solution.
What do you do for work?
I don't.
You don't work? Why not?
I don't have to.
So you did well.
I haven't worked since I was 27.
Now, I think she actually is working and as a professional protester. Here's her protesting without her sunglasses on. She usually does have them on. Here's her saying HP profits from Israel's torture of Palestinian political prisoners. Here's her saying democracy is not for sale. Back again with the Palestine flag and again with the South African flag. Now, it's not just her, as we know that they work in teams. Look at this blonde woman beside her. I found her at more protests than any other paid protester I've exposed in the past. I found her at close to 50 different protests, all within a couple of years. So who's behind this team of people chanting for Israel's destruction on America's streets? Their name is Sammy Dune. It's an organization based in Canada, and they are sanctioned by Canada as a terrorist group. In fact, in October of 2024, US and Canada issued joint statements listing Sammy Dune as a terrorist entity. Canada called them a sham charity who funnels money into the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, which is a Marxist organization that recognizes a one-state solution with no Israel. Germany banned the group after members of Sammy Dune passed out candy celebrating October 7th. The founder of Sammy Dune at a rally in Vancouver publicly called Hamas heroic on the 7th and said that Hamas and Hezbollah don't engage in terrorism. If you look at the photos of this woman I interviewed, they almost all come from Sammy Dune's website. Now, the Tides Foundation and the Tides Center is behind this. And you remember the chief donor of the Tides Foundation, George Soros. However, all you see is that the Alliance for Global Justice is their fiscal sponsor. But if you lift the hood, you see that Soros gives to Tides, Tides gives to AFGJ, which then gives to Sammy Dune. Soros, along with the new venture fund, gave more than $9 million to the AFGJ, which again is the fiscal sponsor of Sammy Dune. They want it to look complicated so you don't see this, but make no mistake, Soros is funding this. It is also important to note that you can't even donate to the AFGJ with Stripe or PayPal or any normal methods, as all of those companies consider them terrorists. Yet they are still walking the streets of New York City screaming for the downfall of America.
I guess what I don't understand, and maybe this is part of the problem, there could be thousands and thousands and thousands of people all going to places, typically places like throughout California, Washington State, DC, New York, Philly, Pennsylvania, like that area. And we're talking thousands and thousands of people all, basically screaming death to America, right? And no, we know, someone to mention, we know that like this isn't like the professional protester, right? That dude actually exposes dozens and dozens and dozens of identified paid protesters constantly. But it's crazy to me that like if someone like, okay, let's say like CRS, right? CRS had maybe made some decisions that weren't the best, right? But the reality is that there was a metal card with a image resembling a lightning link. It wasn't even the correct size or anything at all. And they literally got shut down by the feds, got raided, and he is still in prison to this day. These people are literally noted as terrorist organizations, and they're still all walking free, funneling money, committing felonious acts of funneling money into terrorist organizations. They're notably terrorist organizations.
It's probably
in the US
kind of like
Canada.
how the Trump FBI can't find the Epstein documents. So they probably can't find these people. You know what I mean? That YouTuber probably has more capability
than the entire federal government.
So like you just have to think like clearly they just, can only find what falls in their lap, or
So I thought it was a zero comparison. Yeah, he's dying of cancer and still in prison. Zero compassion. Yeah. So my comparison, and I misread what you typed, but my comparison is that, someone who does something that is like, a
not
fray,
even illegal.
yeah, right. Something, the word they kept using was affray, which is like, it's like unique and dangerous or whatever, something like that, right? Usually it's to describe an item, but basically, they exercised free speech and ended up doing years in federal prison for a drawing of something, right? And now these people are documented terrorist groups in the US and Canada, and probably other countries too, but at least in the US and Canada, and they are funneling money in from 501c3s and then using it for what at least the US and Canada believe to be terroristic activity, and all of them are walking around free. What? RDR is getting as bad as me. Interrupting Rich.
I completely agree with that, Corn Pop. 1,000%. Those two ladies look like they're Israeli to me.
Yeah, well, she said she was straight up Jewish.
Exactly. So they play both sides because then there is no side. It's choose a side. Both sides don't like us, are not American, are not America first. Like, imagine us being in our country arguing over these other two countries of which one we agree with. At the end of the day, They're not us.
Yeah, and if we don't focus on America, I was going to say now very quickly, but 100 years ago, we're going to be in tremendous. I don't think what is set to happen, and I don't know anything and whatnot. And this is kind of where we should probably talk about the whole World War III thing. I don't know that anything is going to happen at all, but I do believe that we are headed to the end, maybe in our lifetime, maybe not, who knows. But I believe that the direction that we are headed in is so flippin' dangerous that we're probably going to experience the complete and utter fall of civilization in our lifetime, at least once. And if that happens, bro, this is why we prepare. I think it's more likely to happen this year than any other times that we've lived in together.
But for my prediction is 1,000%. It's all going down before 2030. So you have 4.5 years, and like literally anything on Earth could happen, from entire cyber attack, EMP style attack, which I think it would be more of a cyber, which would be even more detrimental than an actual EMP. But them just destroying the grid, erasing all your money out of the banks, because once you put money into a bank, the money is actually not yours anyway. The insurance that is on your money in the bank, if all of it goes down at once, no one's getting their money back. Switching over to a digital currency, a global war, another style of pandemic, all of this stuff is on the table now that could fall at any time. Like any of those dominoes could be dropped on our lap at any second, and no one would be that shocked. It's like become the new normal. The new normal is complete chaos. Yeah,
they can't control the weather or anything. Like that'd be crazy if they could control the weather with radio waves from HARP and aluminum powder in the sky. And
well, I mean, we addressed they're not that smart. They can't even find terrorists that are literally there at the same place all the time.
They're here,
in a city with 1,000 cameras on them.
They tell you where they're going to be in advance. Okay, we're going to be here this weekend, right? But yeah, no, dude.
Sarcasm. I think they control the weather.
100%. Like literally. Y'all still glowing? I mean, going? Yes, absolutely.
That's funny.
Where did it go? What's up, brother Agarizer? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, he who controls the weather controls the world.
Oh, yo, hey,
and the money.
If you could be on calls with Red Dawn and I, it's like a straight up it's this all day. That's what we talk about, or we talk about gear.
On Twitter.
Okay, hold up. There's one other video I gotta share with you. Let's see. I think I have.
You posted the Agenda 2030. Yeah, it's not hidden. It's in plain sight, McLuhan.
Dude,
sure.
I think honestly by 2027, I think that's when it's going to pop off, by or before 2027. And I think if you look at the possibility, right, of cyber attacks, the possibility. Why is everything opening like this? Hold on. It's opening like sideways, and I got a freaking bro. Hold on. This is a really good one. Okay, so no, just delete. Okay, delete. Is that what you want from me? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Delete. Okay. So think of this, right? Think of the grid being hit, obviously compromising our water and all that. Cyber attacks, just like everything falling to pieces like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then coordinated sleeper cell attacks that are people that have been waiting here for years and years and years and years, and all of a sudden, just overnight, boom, we lose energy, we lose clean water, we lose our entire supply line for all food, water, electric, all that stuff overnight. And then within 12 to 24 hours of that occurring, because all of our guards down at that point, I mean our literal guards down at that point, and then at once, within the same couple of hours, everything just dong, 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 just sleeper cell attacks all over the place. S-vests all over the place. Trucks, mass tragic events, just going crazy.
Bro, you're people under this, bro. This is such a serious conversation. Like, yes, we're on YouTube. Yes, this is a form of entertainment, man. But like, I'll be honest with you. I've been screaming this from the rooftops. Like, we need to sell houses. We need to get on land. We need to put groups together, because if 50 to 200 people show up, it's like, oh, you're in your house with your firearms. Well, guess what? If 200 dudes show up, I don't care what you have. Don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're Rambo with the underground tunnels, and even he wasn't fighting 200 men. Like,
Yeah.
It's 200. The attack that Sarah Adams was talking about, and the attack November 8th, which, who knows, was calling shots on November 8th or whatever. But they come in thousands when they do this type of stuff. They show up with 1,000. And they could show up. And when you think of how many cross the border in the millions, 1,000 in every city is not that big of a stretch.
Even look at the protests. Let's look at, so think of the Summer of Love.
Millions.
Yeah, right. But think of the Summer of Love, all right? Get that picture in your head of thousands of people in every major city. Now take those people and put them in full kit with skills, rifles, handguns, explosives. Bro, it's all out. It doesn't matter the U.S. how many National Guardsmen, Marines, and drones and law enforcement and all that. There's absolutely no way. The citizenry is how we're going to defeat things like that. And here is a great way for you guys to get a really good idea for how we can prepare for things like this in advance.
Top 5 songs of all time. Yeah. Do you have that? Well, I have a great playlist. I have a playlist that's. What do you got here? So this is stuff that wouldn't have happened years ago. This is all good stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Frank Sinatra, right?
Well, I have a lot of Frank Sinatra. Yeah. We'll play this when we're finished breaking this record, if that ever happens.
Time to say goodbye. I love it.
Nigga, how
Except I wish he was bumping that,
We don't know what he does in his personal time, okay?
It ain't that.
I'm just saying.
It's looking like he's like the butler for BB right now, honestly.
Yeet. Yeah, no. Look, I think anyone that's sitting here screaming that Trump is the savior needs to reevaluate a lot. Of course, all of us were saying that when you're looking at the cackling hyena and Trump all day, all of us were saying that, like, we got to get Trump in, excuse me. But
I mean, we still had at least with Trump, we did have a chance, but it all fell on whether or not he was gonna be that dude who looked evil in the face and released the Epstein records, right? But instead, and I said this right away. I told everybody this. I said, look, I voted for Trump, whatever, but I said we would know in a very short time in this presidency whether or not he's riding and dying with us, or whether or not we're back to being pawns in the game. And Lightning Scott, do you think so?
Yeah. Facts. Christ is the King of Kings. Yes,
Trump
sir. Yeah, I mean, and look, and this is something that I think we should discuss, because like this, look, I got kind of frustrated when I saw. Okay, so I usually don't tune into like Crowder and some of like the typical, more conservative political, channels, because honestly, I find there at times to be just as much misdirection and propaganda in those places, if not more, than, you know, other places. So I try to, you know, be cautious about where I get my information from. And honestly, at times I look at people that are uninformed and I'm like jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I just had
I
no
could
idea
eat the
what was
fake
going
steak
on.
again. Can I be
Yeah,
plugged
right.
back
Like
in?
ignorance is bliss, you know. But
All I see on TV every day is choose a side. You have to
yeah,
take one pill or the other. You need to eat this fentanyl or you need to eat this anthrax. Pick one. Fentanyl or
yeah,
anthrax. Hurry up.
yeah.
Choose one. Pick one.
Can I get a small mix of both? You know, is there any other option that you're not
No,
showcasing
thank you.
currently? And there's like a
Stop it.
Bible on the
Get
table.
some
Like, don't
help.
look at that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. But okay, so here's my thing. So I saw Crowder was dropping a video or a live stream premiere, whatever. I think it was a live stream, and like his live show, and it said you've been lied to. And I was like, you know what? This could be interesting. This was the day after Israel and Iran had entered into this, you know, permanent ceasefire. So I was like, okay, let's see what he's talking about. Now he goes on this rant, basically deucing all over every single other content creator, saying that Trump is a stooge for the Jews, saying that Trump is a puppet for Israel. Oh my goodness. Saying that Trump, sorry, Trump, is a puppet for Israel, is a stooge for the Jews, and is a, you know, war hungry, you know, monger, and blah 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 and all this stuff. And he called all these content creators out by name and said, you guys took some information that was truth, and completely came to like an absolutely like absurd you know, outcome that we're going to war, World War III's already started, and all of you were wrong, and all of you need to stand up and publicly issue an apology for everyone that you were misleading and incorrect and wrong and blah blah blah. Okay. Trump is a puppet. Here's the deal though. So when I saw what was going on over that, what they're now dubbing the 12-day war, because I'm sure that's going to be in the history books one day in a completely incorrect manner. But when I saw what was going on, I said that I believed that this very well could be something that is leading us into the next World War, right? And I'm looking at it like, okay, so they had said straight up, when they pull that 60 to 80 billion dollars of funding from Ukraine, watch very carefully to see where they put that money, because the MIC is a starving, you know, is the military industrial complex is something that is going to continue eating no matter what, and they're going to find a way to, you know, continue getting paid. So I personally thought that with things heading in that direction, that we were going to potentially be walking into a new world war. But the way that I looked at it is this. I don't trust and believe anybody on any of these sides. I don't trust Israel at all. I don't trust Iran at all. And I don't trust the US at all. I don't believe anything that they're talking about and anything that they're saying. And I am only getting information from barely trusted, you know, third party people twice removed that have nothing to gain from either side, right? And how many times have we seen situations like this happen where there are feuding countries and the United States jumps in and gets all up in the business, and we end up going to war over some BS? In the history of our country, how many times have we seen that? And would it have been so far-fetched to think that that would have brought us to a point of like military conflict? No. I mean, am I wrong?
No, I mean, the one thing I would say about Trump, all right, so the one thing still, the big beautiful bill has a bunch of crap in it that a lot of people aren't happy about. We haven't got the Epstein files. Overall, I'm still hoping that he's playing double agent and that he's like luring these people in. I'm hoping this.
He's at least playing double agent for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's definitely doing it.
Maybe to our benefit,
I'm hoping that it's to our benefit. I hope that he's like luring everything in to expose everything still. But there's just enough to expose that I wish it would happen sooner. However, the whole bombing of Iran thing, not sending troops, sending troops, there's troops everywhere right now. However, I still am holding out hope because I never feel all hope is lost even until it is. But there's just so much on the table, y'all, that when I look at the situation, I think there's definitely no one for us. There's no one on our side. The couple things I don't understand. So why toss in the suppressors and SBRs into this bill? Why?
I know why.
Okay. And then the other thing is why did we catch Epstein? Why did during Trump's last presidency, right? Because this all happened. I think it happened at the beginning of Biden. No, it happened under Trump, I believe. Why catch Epstein, make it a national story? Why not cover it up, all of it?
I think I know why.
But why tell us all that information? Is it just to rub it in our nose? Are there things happening that are like, hey, here's a hint. We're going to rub this in your nose and basically just we're going to tell you what we're doing, and then we're also going to blow it all off so you know that we're in control. Is it that? Or is there a hope of maybe they needed it as a distraction at the time? I think the number of things happening are literally too hard to follow. The only thing we have is each other. I've been saying that for a minute. Literally the only thing we have is each other right now in America. If we are going to be America at all, civilians, the only thing we have is each other. Other than that, they're covering up the fact that the economy is complete trash. They're not talking about that on the news. There's so many distractions. There's so much chaos going on. The memes, the AI, the even stuff you disagree with, you'll find yourself laughing with because of AI and memes. And
it's just pure insanity at this point.
Insanity.
It's I can only laugh because otherwise I would just be crying,
Some people in the chat have kids who are 18, 19, 21, 24. How do you tune all this out and just not care at all? Because I think that's the wrong answer. I think eating the fake steak and burying your head, that's probably why I'm up here, because I think I can't do that. Mm-hmm. So what are the steps that we all can take, which is pretty much what we all been doing, preparing, talking about it. But it is so chaotic. We live in the most embarrassing time. I don't know if it's the worst time in human history yet. I think it will get there. But I think we live in the most embarrassing time in human history currently, that what human beings are, our connection with nature, our connection with each other, it's embarrassing what society. And you know what? I think my biggest thing, with everything going on, the thing I'm most disappointed in is that more people haven't woken up, that more families aren't drawn to each other, that more people aren't wow, Jesus Christ probably is the only answer. The fact that people still what thought do you have? There's atheist, gays for Palestine. What are we in right now? Are we in just if you had a
there's
clown
no
dream?
consequence. There's no consequence, right? Now imagine, take those sodomites, right, and bring them to Palestine, and what would happen to them, right? There is no consequence for that reality here, right? They can pretend whatever here, and they can pretend to be for something here. Most of them are being told to be for something, right? But going back up a little bit, when was the last time that you ever saw the more conservative group, the people on the right, as politically active as you've seen them to get suppressors, SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs off the NFA. When was the last time you ever had seen any political activism from anyone in the like general public on the right?
I mean, granted, the one thing I would say is maybe, like, first of all, gun culture today is more popular than ever, right? Like, boomers, they had guns, but they weren't like where once you have a gun, you want an AR, you want full kit, you want nods, you want a helmet. You like today, it is more pop. Maybe
it's part of your life.
Yeah, maybe there's some people in the government that feel that way, also have that stuff, also feel like it's BS. The Supreme Court, with all the wins that we've had, it's trending in that direction. Like, anyway.
But when have you seen people? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. However, it is still strange that it's like, here's this, and here's this, and here's FRTs, and here's this. Like, is it overwhelming? Maybe the market itself has just overwhelmed the BS laws, like with things like binaries, FRTs, freaking, folding braces. Yeah, braces in general. Like just so many things that they can't stop it anyway, that they're just like, we have so much more stuff to fight over than legal law abiding people that have this stuff. But there will be a time where that stuff is used for negativity and doing the wrong thing. There will be a time.
See, but if you had like, let's say you had a teacher, right? And all the teacher did was slap your hand with a ruler, give you Fs, and take things from you, take your recess, take your lunches, and like that's all that teacher was known for, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, one morning you come into school and she's like, "Good morning, sweetie. Did you eat enough for breakfast? Do you need anything? Here's a fresh number 2 pencil. And matter of fact, here's a pencil sharpener as well. Let me know
here's
if you need
anything.
Buddy. Yeah. And then the next day it's like, "Hey, I'm going to give you, this card that you can purchase extra, desserts with. And I'm also going to give you this. And I went out of my way because I knew you wanted this book, and I get you." And all of a sudden this teacher is like giving you stuff and be like, "Yo, something's wrong, because this behavior is not what I'm used to."
What if them giving all the gun stuff is just to supercharge up the wackos on the other side that are so anti-gun that they can lose their minds more on another topic?
I think,
what if it's honestly, just to keep polarizing society?
But just guns as it is, it's already so polarizing that people are already like, it just at such just like retarded level of.
What if it's also like everyone else in society's pissed off? Let's not piss the gun owning, gun training.
I don't know. They want us to react because they've been provoking us for years and years.
Bro,
if
we actually react, every conflict is over.
But they want us to, because then they could just strike us down with predator drones, and the problem that they've had for so long would be gone.
You think the Taliban keeps coming? You ain't never pissed off the American people. Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you. And for that to happen, like, of course, and I would never say anyone should overthrow anything at all, right? We're just talking like theoretical,
hypothetical.
Yeah. But for this delightful academic exercise that we're talking about, the only way it would work is if the people, the us's, were to create teams, and teams create communities, and communities create boundaries, and those boundaries with communities create compounds, and so on all over the place. But what I think, truthfully, and that's what we've been talking about since forever ago, right? And of course, self-sustainability and yada, yada, yada. But what I think, truthfully, is that there is stuff that is in the big, beautiful bill that is so bad, negative, hurtful, demonic, evil, whatever, that we just don't know about, can't tell, haven't heard about, whatever, the only way that they could get it to not be the story is if they did something so crazy that would drive all of us to push for it and push for it. And no matter what, we're not even going to look at the other stuff in there because we have not had this opportunity for nearly a century. So they're going to get all of us to rise up and be like, we need this. We need this. Call your senators, call your congressmen. What do you need? Right? Like like putting us to work, finally getting, true advocacy from, possibly the most sleeping side of the political spectrum ever, because these cans
selling public lands. I heard that. I heard they could sell public lands.
Yeah. But these cans, these SBRs, SBSs, AOWs will mean zero in the grand scheme of things for whatever they're getting with the big, beautiful bill.
They're also probably thinking the economy's so bad that, like, even if we take a $200 tax stamp away, still people aren't going to be able to. I mean, hopefully they all get really dirt cheap really quickly, which it looks like a lot of people. CMMG's making cans, and I hope
they can just print, like, to make up for that $200 for a couple million cans. They could just print that today, no problem, right? Like, they don't care about that.
Start printing them in fiberglass nylon and say that they only get 500 rounds. That thing will go on there for 500 rounds and get put in
no,
trash.
I'm saying the government can print the money that they're not going to get anymore from the $200 tax stamp, but both, right? Both. Print cans when it's lawful, and also, I know they'll print money. But going back to the Epstein thing, what I think is that, okay, so let's putting yourself in the perspective of someone like Epstein. If you are literally serving in the capacity of the facilitator of disgusting, evil, pediatric things like that, for that upper echelon of people, what are you probably going to keep? You're probably going to keep blackmail, and a significant amount of blackmail. And you're probably going to keep a significant amount of blackmail not only on the people, but on the people up here that are pulling strings too. So I think what had to happen is they had to come in, they had to make it a story, they had to make him the enemy, and then they had to have him neutralized.
But dude is on an island, man. You could have just sent in private contractors, wipe him out. No one could have known the story. He could have been at the bottom of Davy Jones' locker, and no one could have heard a letter about it.
But they think that they're smarter than they actually are, and they think, honestly, this is what I believe, they're sitting around like, hey, Men in Black, you remember that movie Men in Black?
Yep.
This is probably the only intelligent thing that Tommy Lee Jones has said, and granted it was a line, right? But he said the person is smart, people are stupid, right? So they're sitting here looking at like, hey, look,
500 years ago, we knew the earth was flat, and now we think aliens are showing up.
Yeah, like, but they're sitting here like, hey, okay, all right, the person may be able to put two and two together. They certainly couldn't prove anything, but people are stupid. We can fool people all day because people are just chugging along every single day, trying to get their check, trying to pay for childcare, trying to pay for mortgage and rent and bills and all this stuff, getting so far behind while they're looking at Instagram and snap books and faces and all that stuff, and they're doing all the tweeters because they're trying to, like, appear like they're living a luxurious life of beautiful materialism and blah, blah. And I fell into all that stuff too. And we also fall into that stuff for guns as well. Even in the gun world, we're like, look at this, look at this, look at that. That's one of the other reasons why I'm getting rid of so much stuff. Because I'm just like, man, I need to set, first off, I'd like to have the cash to fund the companies, but also it's like, man, I don't want to be like Scrooge McDuck swimming in Glocks when, like, I don't want the stuff anymore. I want to sell it. I want to get cash, put it into the companies so I can actually possibly have companies that will outlive me, that I could potentially provide to my family, my daughter, all that stuff. But I think they're doing all of this to trick us because they believe that we're dumb. They believe that the majority of people that just watch the news will believe anything, and they will suck it dry to the last drop. And they believe that meat is bad, milk is bad, water's bad. Electric cars are going to save the earth. Like it's insane the type of stuff that they can pull over.
We live in 1984. We live in a dystopian world. It's out of control. There's people there's so many different thought processes, and 98% of them are retarded and illogical and have zero reasoning behind them. And like you said, natural childbirth is evil. You're going to die. Raw milk, you drink it, you're going to die. Everything. If you don't take these things and put them into your body on a monthly, weekly, quarterly schedule, you're going to die. It's insane.
If you snip that cord by yourself in your home, not only you and the mom and your kid, all dead. No question. Oh, hold on. I'd like to say Corn Pop Revenge. The paid gun tuber shilling stuff is so annoying. This segment of the live stream is brought to you by Israel. Have you ever? I'm just kidding. Sorry, my bad. You know what? A person that I haven't been in contact with for a long time.
The Amish shall inherit the earth. What's left of it anyway? It's true.
A person that I admire a lot, a great deal, that I haven't been in contact with in a long time, said something that makes sense, and it was that the earth is diseased, and the only cure for it is cyclonate, which is RDX. It's a high explosive. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
First time is with water. The second time is with fire, because
woof.
So shall it be, like the days of Noah and the days of the coming of the Son of Man. And boy, we are there. Prayer is important, dude. Each other is important. I mean, yeah. I feel like right now we're like the dudes with all the lines on the wall, and like this is connected to this, and this is connected to this, and this. But at the end of the day, it's like it's all just hot garbage. It's all garbage.
It is all connected, though. That's
for
a
sure.
Good point too. It's all connected.
There's a puppet master up there at the top. That's for sure. Who's pulling the strings? And he actually probably had a similar offer that Christ was offered, and he accepted it.
Mm-hmm. And then their sons accepted it, and then their sons accepted it, and then their sons, and man, that's crazy. And a lot of people may not know what you're referring to, but the devil offering the creator of the heavens and earth is kind of absurd, right? Anyway, I digress.
I'm going to become I'm converting to become Pewish, and I will be Pewish until the end of my days.
We should literally make that a religion, dude. I'm Pewish. I'm Pewish. Yeah. Where did you hear that? Did you take that from someone?
I just made it up. No, yeah.
Dude, that's how we do things, man. I like that. That's creative. Shout out to my Pewish community out there.
No, bro, I'm absolutely not. The Q stuff.
Judaism.
Beautyism. Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Absurdly is our lot.
The Q stuff freaks me out. The Q people think Trump has a time machine, and he's secretly like.
you mentioned that. That's. Yo, and not only Trump.
They think like JFK is gonna come out of the time machine, and like they believe some absolutely bonkers stuff, man. Like it's all part of the plan, man. Just hold on, the good stuff's just about to come. As everything's burning on fire, they're like, "Don't worry, it's coming. The good stuff's coming."
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into World War III.
Any minute now. Any minute,
nukes are gonna be in the sky, and then all of a sudden it's just gonna woof, and then we're gonna be back in this peaceful like, dude, I could not imagine like actually living life like that, and believing that look, and like we talked about like stuff like remote viewing and all the things that are likely fueled by evil, funded by evil acts, and it's highly likely that these kinds of people are doing crazy demonic things powered by evil. But I don't believe Trump has a time machine.
just to go with Pewism and Pewtopia, right?
Utopia.
I think we need our own state. We need to all move to a state. Branch off a new state called Constitution. And we need to have a state called Constitution.
I was gonna say Pew's real. Oh, that's great.
We can make that the capital of Constitution.
Okay, all right. I do like Constitution.
Constitution is a good name.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Church of Hewish and Boondock Saints. Oh, that's great. Oh man, Saul has our number. Woof. Yeah. Dude. Like that Japanese guy, owner of Car Arms, started. Hold on, what? I did not know that. I'm down for that. How would that be spelled? Yeah, we're still working out the details. Matt Smith, shout out to you. My bad. You were the other guy I had to get back in touch with. My bad. Things have been crazy lately. No, I knew a gal named Constitution. No way. You gotta be joking. Look it up. I will. I'll look it up. There's a couple things I
might name my next daughter Constitution.
What was the movie where it was like it's a shame that gonorrhea or chlamydia is an STD, because that would be such a beautiful name for a girl. Waiting, the movie Waiting.
If I have twin boys next, I might name them Adolf and Mussolini.
Oh, ayo. We're gonna have to name I don't even know if I can say that. Never mind. Yeah, we'll talk about Himmler's list. All right, we can go ahead. This is so bad.
For entertainment purposes only, I would never name my children Adolf and Mussolini, for the record.
Or Constitution as well. Yeah. Continentia buttocks. Time machine. Interesting. Yeah, they for real they for real think that not only Trump, but like the deep state, the opposition has a time machine capabilities, I guess, as well.
Well, the government came out and said they have technology that can bend space and time.
Really?
Let me pull that up for you.
Stop playing. Clitopia. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is another thing. All right, we need to address some of this, because Corn Pop, I don't know if you were here. A lot of you guys obviously were here when we were talking about it, but I'm running into a lot of uncomfortable conversations, which usually I'll just try to kind of ignore it and just keep it moving. But there's a lot of confusion, especially in the Christian community, because they're saying every Christian most Christians that I know are basically saying that Israel is our greatest ally, and that we need to bow down and give them anything and everything that they need, because Israel is the Holy Land, and thou who blesses Israel will become blessed. What are your thoughts on that, Red Dawn? We just talked about this today.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm pretty sure
my name
that's
is
not
in Israel.
the Bible anywhere.
Well, it's not. It doesn't.
I just changed my name to Israel.
It doesn't say it like that exactly. I could look up the exact verse, but it's speaking of Jerusalem, and it's not the guys. The geographic areas are not exactly the same when you're looking at a map of today versus a map of 100 years ago versus a map of 1,000 years ago versus a map of 10,000 years ago and before Christ, and even look when Israel was destroyed in 70 AD. There's I'm conflicted about this because if there's something that is literally that comes from the word of God, how can I as a Christian uh you know I guess rationalize me feeling the way I do about the power of Israel over the United States? And I think the way that that Red Dawn described it last time we talked about it was that what they're calling Israel nowadays is not the Holy Land of Jerusalem, and what some people would even call the synagogue of Satan. But I whatever. It was just something I thought that would be a good topic to hit on before we close out. Am I supposed to be?
Yeah,
sharing
I
this?
mean, just because someone tells you that, yeah, you can share that. Just because somebody makes a claim that they are Israel and they happen to have been given land that they named Israel doesn't mean that they are the Israel of the Bible, y'all.
Okay, hold on. One other thing too.
There are in Revelations.
Sorry, hold on. I just want to hit this. I believe this is super important.
I'm freezing. I'm having bets.
Okay, I'll take it just for a second. So, Baby Luminous says the first thing we are to do is love God, and of course, be faithful and obedient. And the second thing is to love one another. That I totally agree, 100% on that. And just because I would say personally, like I disagree with certain things. I will also add that I personally do not have any hate in my heart at all for anyone, regardless of what their faith, color, their place of origin, the country of origin, religion, color, nationality, like language, that heritage, anything at all. I have zero hate in me for anything other than evil. I hate evil, and I think that God charges us with that responsibility to hate evil and be at least able to stamp out evil when needed. But I think that it's a really easy cop out for everyone to basically fall on the sword for another country that is taking advantage of our typically our pure obedient nature to the word of God.
Yeah, and like I said, I looked it up. Where does it say that in the Bible? And it gave me this verse, and it says this in Numbers chapter 24:9, and it quotes it. It gives the verse, and then I said, well, what does it say in the KJV in that verse? And instead, it doesn't say that. It says something different, and it's massively, like there are Bible versions that have been altered and stuff. I mean, the real scriptures are there if you want to find them. Anybody could write a book saying, I translated the Holy Bible, and then someone can be like, well, the Holy Bible is manipulated. It's like, man, you have to search, seek, and you will find, knock, it shall be open unto you. But seeking is like, have you ever lost your keys and really seeked for them? Like, you gotta look. You can't just like the first thing that pops up, that's shiny and metal. You're like, these are my keys. And actually it's like, it's my definition knife. Like, I'll just use this as a key. This works. It's a key. I believe it. Like you really got to search this stuff out to really know it. But
well, and just to pull that down for 1 second. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to get into that. So if you're pulling it down,
But just for a quick second, so if you search that phrase, what you'll find is that it's referencing, Abraham's promise in Genesis 12:3. But I'll read Genesis 12:1, 2, and 3. It says, "Now the Lord said to
man, they're
Abraham."
like cutting my connection.
You seem good on this side. You're freezing a little bit, but your audio is still coming through. Can you still hear me? Okay. So it says, "Now the Lord said to Abraham, go forth from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you." Chapter 2, "And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and so you shall be a blessing." 3 says, "And I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth will be blessed." I'll continue to read 4. "So Abraham went forth."
In you, Abraham.
Exactly. That is God's promise. That's the promise to Abraham, right? So Abraham went forth
Abraham. Yeah.
as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. Now Abraham was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Abraham took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his nephew, and all their possessions which they had accumulated, and the persons which they had acquired in Haran. And they set out for the land of Canaan. Thus they came to the land of Canaan. Abraham passed through the land as far as the site of Shechem, to the oak of Morah. Now the Canaanite was then in the land. The Lord appeared to Abraham and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." So he built an altar there to the Lord who had appeared to him. That altar, or one of those altars, is currently in where is it? It's near the chair where Paul was incarcerated. But it's in like Greece, right? So like it's I'm just saying that it's easy to and this is another conversation that Redon and I had today, literally like privately on the phone. It is so easy for people to take things from the Bible and spin it and convert it and pervert it to make it appear like it says what you want it to say or what others want it to say, when it may not be that. Now that was from the New American Standard Bible, and if you read KJV and or the 1611, that New King James or the 1611 King James, you're gonna read that differently. But I'm just saying, it doesn't, from what I understand, it doesn't directly outright say Israel. Also, from a geographic standpoint, it appears that they were talking about Jerusalem, which is not the same geographic area as Israel today. I'm not saying that Israel shouldn't be blessed. I don't personally believe that. I'm just saying that we shouldn't literally liquidate and destroy our country to serve another for nearly no reason at all. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'm sorry. You want me to pull the? Oh, is it? Where'd it go?
I took it down. I mean, there's articles about it where it says the government admits that they have technology that can bend space and time. Whatever that means, could be the double slit experiment for all I know.
Dude, I would love to
pull it back
that.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to. Let me see. My bad. You're correct. Babylon is now Baghdad. Don't rely on your own understanding. Yo, bing, bing, bing. Do not rely on your own understanding. It's funny. I think I heard that somewhere. I can place the Bible all inside the United States. It is simple. Condones pedophilia by the Rothschilds, not to mention the modern day Jew, whether secular or religious, would all agree the Talmud is a part of modern day Judaism, a post-Christ book
A part?
that
It's
mocks
the
him.
main part.
Yeah, but most Jews actually would completely like
Because
100%.
in the book, it tells them that anyone outside of our group who
Yeah.
seeks information in this book should be
Basically kill Christians and eat their children. All right, let's take a look at this.
U.S. official claims America can manipulate space and time in a bombshell tech reveal. America just stepped into what sounds like a plot of a science fiction movie during a major science and technology conference in Texas. The Trump administration's top science official claims that the United States now possesses technology that can manipulate time and space and leave distance annihilated. So
the biggest distance ever.
Almost. Yeah, Michael Kratzosis, director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, made the striking statement on April 14th during the keynote address at the Endless Frontiers Retreat in Austin. Or did it just click? I didn't click it. The event brought together government officials, scientists, and business leaders to discuss America's future and innovation. Kratzios said the U.S. is entering the early light of the new golden age of America, calling for a renewed national push into advanced technology. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. Kratzios said they leave distance annihilated, causing things to grow and improve productivity. He did not clarify whether these claims were literal or metaphorical, but the language has already been sparked intense speculation online. Push to revive
where is this? This is from Yahoo News?
Yes.
Where's the article from?
Yep. So I guess this was a quote from him from this conference, and he is, in charge of the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. And he was at this conference, and he made this statement that specifically said, the United States now possesses technology that can manipulate time and space and leave distance annihilated. Which it could mean a lot of things, right? But it's just been something that's been brought up recently. But the Q people, obviously, they're like, see, he's got the time machine because his uncle John Trump was the first to get all of Tesla's documents, and Tesla had a time machine, and now it's been Trump's, and that's why Baron Trump's Wild Ride was written in the 1800s, and it's all about time travel, and he's going to Q everything, and Q actually means the number 17, and 17 means one more than 16. And it's Q clearance, and it's top secret, man.
Dude,
like, okay.
I'll tell you this. If just like one day we start seeing like things just totally change out of like nowhere, like all of a sudden
the Twin
like
Towers are actually back up.
Or like they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. That'd be the last thing they do. There would be more buildings missing one day, or like you wake up and like everyone is black and brown, and you're like, what? Like what happened? Or but we wouldn't know, right? Or like but no, because they need the division, right? So man, I don't know. Like if I don't know, one day we wake up and there's no cars and we're back to steam locomotives, or if just these crazy things happen where like cars are running on like bubble water and suds and soap, and you need to go 88 miles an hour to travel to your next location. I don't know. It's I feel like we would start to
need roads.
Yeah, I feel like we would kind of notice a little more. But I guess we were also told that we need to stop noticing as well. So
the entire Q thing is from there was something during the Bolshevik Revolution called Operation Trust. And what Operation Trust is is a psychological operation on mass people in society to get them to be docile while you conduct things, controlling, shifting all of society while keeping people thinking that they can trust that something good is going to happen for them at the end. And that is what I could pull it up.
I mean, that checks out. The Mandela effect, facts, dude. That's true. I mean, and that stuff is trippy. If you really look into it, all the things that like you swear. I watched the movie on channel 20 UPN where Shaq was a genie. I don't care what anyone says to me. I remember it. I remember the one where Sinbad was a genie. I'm like all the Monopoly man used to have a monocle.
He actually did, though. I found the monocle. I found everything that they've said is for sure. These are psychological operations.
Well,
the Bernstein Bears has been found that there were either misprints or something,
or altered
or whatever. Man, they're running psychological operations. So let me read this real quick. Can I? Oh, I'm not sharing it.
What people while you pull that up, what people also may not be aware of, and I feel kind of stupid saying this, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but the psychological operations groups are a real branch of the military, of each military. And I've literally met people that work in the psychological operations groups of the Army, I know it's of the Army, maybe others too, but like they just basically always say, if you ever meet anyone that worked within psychological operations, literally the first thing they say is, oh yeah, I work in psychological operations, but we never use that information domestically. It's like the thing they say across the board for everything.
I have this golden chalice that can control all of society, but I do not use it on you at all.
Yeah, I pinky promise we would never use it for our own personal gain. Well,
and I'm also in the business of never telling the truth anyway, so you must believe me. All right, so Operation Trust, right? It was a counterintelligence operation of the state political dictatorate of the Soviet Union. They call it the GPU.
You know the dictatorate? You know that's what happened with my wife.
Right, what they did to us in society. Dictated us.
My dictatorate. Right.
So the operation was set up by the GPU's predecessor, Cheka. It ran from 1921 to 1927, set up a fake anti-Bolshevik resistance organization, Monarchist Union of Central Russia, Mukra, in order to help the OGPU identify real monarchists, and real anti-Bolsheviks. They created a front company, was called the Moscow Municipal Credit Association. The head of that organization was Alexander Yukashev, a former bureaucrat of the Ministry of Communications of Imperial Russia, who after the Russian Revolution joined the People's Commissariat of Foreign Trade. When the Soviets began to allow the former specialists called Spetsies to resume the positions of their expertise, this position allowed him to travel abroad and contact Russian immigrants.
Good night, Drew.
Yukashev, good night, Drewski. Yukashev was arrested for his contacts with the exiled white movement. In the same year of his arrest, he was recruited by the Soviet secret police by Arthur Akrazov.
Why's it got to be the white movement?
I don't know. Probably because it's the only color of people that are freaking in Russia.
That's probably true.
The monarchist General Kuptov for active actions. He was convinced to wait for development of previously believed in militant action as a solution to the Soviet occupation, and had formed a combat organization, a militant splinter from the Russian All-Military Union. So basically what they did here was created this fake resistance union so they could figure out who are the resistance, right? Like they literally and psyoped them into thinking there even was a resistance when there was none, right? They just were psyoping these people to think there is a resist, and literally the Q stuff says we are the resistance, like basically quoting Alex Jones, who probably was the beginning of Operation Trust, another false figurehead to make you think there is a resistance, right?
Yeah.
And
I think there's a lot of that going on. And I think, dude, people have even said that, that me, Crump, Rich, like anyone that has anything to do with, anything that's like freedom related, or that's like, hey, you should, start a group and you should start a community. And what they're like, oh, you're feds, right? You must be feds because you are pushing true independence and, freedom and liberty. And that's just, not like YouTubers or whatever. But I don't know. I think a lot of people out there are, and a lot of this has been proven too. Because look, if you do some research on the research that others have done, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of like open source investigations that people had done to look at the money that was contributed to Alex Jones, Steven Crowder, Project Veritas, like all and they're getting money from all the places you don't want them to get money from. Or you're like, oh, that's weird. The Democratic Socialists of America are helping fund Project Veritas. That math checks out. And then, of course, people that are conservative are like, oh, these people are on my team. So have you seen Steven Crowder's most recent video? I trust him, or like, Project Veritas. This is so cool. We're winning. The division.
He's exposing it all, right? Just
all of it.
Crumbling all the stuff down to the ground so we could get back to freedom.
We're on our way. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel that we're on our way? And I love how, dude, okay. I'm sorry, but like some of them seem to be authentic. Some of them, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like you see them
strong.
very strong. I just think it's hilarious when you just start a video and the guy's like, "What's up? So I led this huge felonious mission, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was, marketing this illegal jab stuff, and we were, and it's like, why would you say that to a girl? And the girl's like, so tell me about your work. How long did you do that for? Why'd you do that? How long did you do that? Is that legal? It's not. Was that a misdemeanor or a felony? And they're just like, blah, 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 blah. It's like some of this seems like a little bit ridiculous, but also I get it. Most of these people that are committing these like white collar crimes are not street smart, that's another piece too. But my 4D chess. Yeah. Can you feel it?
They're playing 4D chess all right. It's just
I don't even know. But I'm at this point, I don't even believe that we're playing chess at all. We've been on the chessboard moving pieces
playing
around.
Baccarat the whole time.
Yeah. They're up here just playing like shuffle puck or ping pong or something. They're like idiots,
Tell them it's chess. Tell them it's chess.
Yeah, they're like hitting the stop clock on the chessboard, like your move, boss man. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Look, none of us like truly know, right? But it's the only thing that any of us can find comfort in during all these crazy times is what?
Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
Cherish every single moment that you spend with your children, with your family, with the people that you love and care for. Get a tight-knit group of dudes that all care about each other and would contribute to each other and come together, even if you live like in the suburbs like I do. I got a team of another like 5 guys that, I mean, we're not there yet. We don't have a like community, trust, all right? But get a group of guys that all care for and contribute to each other, and just do your best there. But yeah, if you don't have a relationship with Christ, and if you're not right with God, man, nothing else matters. None of this worldly BS matters. And one day you're going to be either dying in a hospital bed by yourself or with whatever few family members you have left, if you're lucky, or you're going to be bleeding out somewhere, or you're going to be like literally taking your last breath. Like,
You'll
man,
be fine regardless. One thing I would always want to say, man, is
if you have Christ in your life.
yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If you have Jesus Christ, man, they can chop your head off, they can kill you, they can do whatever they want to you, man. And this is just one stop in the shop. So just try to always do the right thing, man. Try to be there for other people, try to increase each other's faith, try to, you know, be iron so you can sharpen more iron. And absolutely, Christ is king. And even though, what is it? You know, even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil. For
you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. I know we've been doing this for over 3 hours. I was gonna do kind of haphazardly do a quick little like member giveaway, but I'm actually gonna set something up. And here's what I'm gonna do tomorrow during during the day, probably during like the late afternoon. I'm gonna do a quick member live stream, and it'll probably be between the hours of like 3 and 5 ish. Yeah, probably 3 and 5, maybe 4 and 6, but like somewhere in that time frame. So keep a lookout. If you are a channel member, you will get a notification. If you're a channel member, you will be let in the stream, and you'll be able to jump in, because I would hate to do it with a bunch of people in here that aren't channel members and have them watching and be like, oh, cool, like channel members are getting stuff and I'm not. So I'll do a members only stream tomorrow, probably sometime between 3 and 5. If you want to be, you know, in the stream, then join as a channel member. I think the cheapest one is like $2.99 or like under $5 or a month or something like that. So it's super inexpensive, but it'll get you in to you know, become a member for the stream tomorrow. And I'm going to be giving away some stuff, at least a couple things that will be well exceeding the value that you would be you know, contributing to the channel. So I want to be able to give more value to you guys, contribute to y'all, and yeah, so I appreciate that. So before we go ahead and wrap up, what would you like to close with? Can you drop some words of wisdom on the homies? And also, what are your thoughts on the Ruger RXM?
it's cool. It's cool.
Yes, you do have to show your ID.
Enough experience with it, but it's a good design. It's a cool concept. It's trending in the right direction. Ruger is underrated as a company. There's a lot of weird companies out there, and I think Ruger makes really cool products at really good prices. And I think that they have decent customer service, and I think that Ruger, if you like the product, is a good investment to make. And it takes Glock bags, so can't beat it. Join it.
Yeah.
Not all the time, though.
Mike McClune, even if you can come in just for a second, see what the hashtag is, drop it and leave, and just try to be well, technically you have to be present. Just see what you can do. Even here's the trick: if you can put in an AirPod, right, and then put that joint in your pocket, and then kind of get away with just listening, you know, you can pull it off, man. I'll do that.
S-Far is unironically good with a few mods. The Ruger S-Far is freaking super cool. I should have got Ruger more though.
The 454 Alaskan is nasty with the unfluted cylinder. What? And you can shoot 45 long Colts through it. What? And it was featured in that movie Faster with that homo, The Rock. What? Dude, that thing
Ruger 1022 arguably is the best gun that you could own in America.
Most American rifle in existence.
Like Ruger is probably the most underrated company in all of America.
But they could be doing so much more for like the freedom movement.
Yeah, I feel you. But I mean, for just producing guns, like if we're just talking about what's on the shelf from them,
That's
they
very
are
true,
highly-
Techno Man. He says, I won't lie. I miss the days on Discord. Now that was a membership. Dude, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was back when I had time to just like do that stuff all the time. Man, I miss that. I miss that. One day I will be, actually probably not, unless I literally like hire someone else to do all the administrative, infrastructural, packaging, shipping, all that, and I just do smart brain stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. But dude, look, I don't know what's going on with the industry, but it's almost like, and I'll leave you guys with this. Like no one is purchasing anything right now. Sales from literally almost every single firearm and firearm related or firearm adjacent company, EDC related companies that I've spoken with are all down like crazy. And here's why I believe it's happening. So I sell jigs, tools, parts, all sorts of stuff like that on DLD hardware and knives, EDC knives through Definition Knives. That with everything else that I do on social media and blah, 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 that's enough to cover, basically me taking care of my daughter and everything else I don't really care about. My sales for DLD hardware and Definition Knives has like all but stopped. I mean, it's insane to the point where I'm literally selling like a whole bunch of stuff just to be able to raise some more capital, because I think what's going on, and it sucks to just literally be drained out of like, savings and all that. And I know we're all struggling. Everyone's going through difficult times right now. But I think what's going on is that with the possibility of the Hearing Protection Act on the horizon, with the possibility of the Short Act on the horizon, people have basically frozen spending, waiting to jump in and buy cans, SBRs, SBSs, AOWs, vertical grips, and stocks, and all that stuff. So many people are just literally wait. Yeah, Emmy says we're waiting to see what happens. I totally agree. I believe that. And I think that's what's going on. And I'm hoping that, some people will stimulate the firearm adjacent and EDC economy, after all this stuff. But again, if you guys do want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to shop at DLD Hardware and Definition Knives. And I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of stuff on the garage sale tab of DLD Hardware. Crazy stuff that like you guys would be saving like stupid money on. So it'll help me because I'll be able to sell through some stuff, and you guys would get crazy deals on things that are basically unused, that were only put out for like, demo or whatever. Lots of Glock kits, lots of just a whole bunch of stuff. Just be on the lookout. But support Red Dawn as well. Support all the companies that support us. Make sure you go follow Red Dawn, by the way. My bad. Let me see. Guilty. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I can't believe the M7 is actually being adopted. M7 as in like the single stack HK? No, it's the P7. What? I don't know what the M7 is. I didn't Ben know he had a channel. Channel member. I'm excited about being able to put vertical grip on. I know, bro, dude. The first thing is vertical grip is going on my MP5K like that, no question. The XM7, yeah, so gay, so gay. Kurt 24, thank you, brother, and thank you for the Cash App. You guys that contributed, man, it means the world to me. Tomorrow I'll be doing a giveaway. It'll be a members only stream because I want to give more.
You got to change that O to an I. Definition Knobs.
I didn't even catch that. Thank you, brother. Definition Knobs.
He got it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. My Shockwave is getting a stock, bro. My Shockwave is getting a pistol grip, dog. No more long bird's head grip. It's getting that straight Rage Against the Machine pistol grip, dog.
Nice.
All right. Thank you again. Kurt24, thank you. Drew, thank you. You guys both contributed. I really, really appreciate that. Flying Rich with the super chats too. You guys are awesome. The member chats from all you guys, thank you. But let's remember, as we go forth into the world, the most important things is that you get right with God, that you build a close relationship with Jesus, and get right with your family, and make sure that they are right with God too. Make sure that the people that you care about and love. Look, we're supposed to evangelize, right? We're supposed to be disciples of all nations. So it's important that we bring other people with us to enhance the kingdom of God. I am nothing but, someone who struggles every single day. Although I am born new in Christ and I've died in sin, I still struggle with, sinning every day. And that's something I'm working on to be better and be more Christ-like. And being around great people like you guys helps me. But I would encourage all of you guys to, because it's a combination of faith and action, right? So take action to make sure that you're focusing on your own personal water, food, shelter, security. That's super important. We never know what the future holds. And we are still literally in the midst of a culture war. So it's important that you become a culture warrior. Hold yourselves to higher standards and expectations. Be a better leader amongst your family, a spiritual leader amongst your family, a leader within your community, a leader within your church. That's who we're supposed to be. And it'll strengthen you as well, especially if you're holding yourself to higher standards and expectations. And some of the ways that I like to share that with you guys is by sharing my rules, 3 of my rules at the end of every show, which honestly go hand in hand with so much of what we talked about tonight, right?
Sure.
Rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because a hand that's open to give is open to receive. And rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that,
also come to my live stream tomorrow night on Rumble at 11:15. 11 11:45. 10:45. Somewhere between 10:45 and midnight.
Come tomorrow night, and you better do it. Actually, that lines up perfectly. If you go watch like the 2A EDU live stream, as soon as it ends, go right over to Red Dawns on Rumble. DLD, check your mail. I'll go to the PO box. I think I can get out there tomorrow, but I will do that. Post a link to Red Dawn's channel in chat. Very good point. Maybe what we can do is I'll post his phone number in the live chat. I'm just kidding.
It's 777
911.
911. I'm a killer.
God bless and good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate
I'll drop
you.
it real quick for you. This is my last Rumble live, so you can watch that live or go to my channel on Rumble. And then Red Dawn Readiness is easy to find on YouTube and Instagram.
Straight people are getting too comfortable. I said what I said. Some things are not yours to talk about, joke about, or say. And you should go back to being deathly afraid of offending people.
Deathly?
No.
Huh? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Die of diabetes. That's what she's gonna do.
Bro, go drink another Diet Coke. Get your ass out of here.
Her feet will be cut off by the time okay, let me stop. They want you deathly afraid. All right, don't let them. There's not a damn thing in the world that can scare your boy. I'm just saying. All right, did you drop the link? There you go. So make sure you go follow, get some, all you guys in there. Boom, 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 boom. Follow tonight. It's super important. Hook your boy up and stay on for one quick second. Frederick Donegan, and we're out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Take it easy, and remember,
We already have.
Christ is
sorry,
king.
wrong one. Christ is king. Love y'all. Just a quick note I see from ME. He says, uh-oh, breaking news on the suppressors. Not good. Short Act is gone. I'm going to look into that for you guys. And by tomorrow on the members only stream, we'll talk about it. And definitely by Saturday when we do the live stream on Crumble, we'll have more info on it. The last I heard, the Senate Finance Committee literally had it in there. So I don't know what may have changed, but seems like we need to give some encouragement to our legislators and show them that we are willing to take it all.